What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Val Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Val is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro.
And I just really want people to know I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't gonna do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here, lifetime, as far as quick on lifetime, as far as lifetime is concerned, there are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forth for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that.
What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Val Opinion, and I'm back with another live video. And today it's going down in a major way, man. The streets been talking. The streets been talking. The blogs been talking. Everybody's been debating. This ain't even an argument. This shouldn't even be up for debate. But since it is, we're going to take it there today. They say R&B is dead. I told them, nah. Fuck that. R&B ain't dead. R&B need to be free. Free kellz, you hear me? They want to stop playing. Stop playing. Talk about R&B dead. Nah, R&B ain't dead. Y'all need to let R&B free.
Yes, sir. In that order.
As kellz say, there can only be one me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then kellz tell these people there can only be one me.
That's it. That's it.
Point blank, period. Whether you want to go hit for hit, song for whatever you want to do, man. R.Kelly is that guy. We talking about 3 decades being on top. You know how much you know what it takes to sustain that type of consistency. You know how creative you got to be to remain relevant that many years in the industry. Well, they got artists that come in, they come in and spit them out like a tip service, man. This brother did 30 years plus in the game, man. In the game, you still need kellz.
Walk with it, nephew. Walk with it, Bishop.
So there's a lot of shit It's a lot of shit that they can play with us about. But when it comes to that thing called music, R. Kelly is that.
Yeah.
R. Kelly is music, man. This dude is a walking music note. He's a walking sound. Everything he do, everything he touch.
Yeah.
And shout out to Raz B. Shout out to the R&B, the young R&B cats that's out there giving kellz his flowers.
Yes,
Who's acknowledging this man's artistry for what it really was. Like, man, I'm gonna let y'all hear it. We done heard it on so many different occasions about this man's work ethic, bro. But I'm gonna let y'all hear it. We done heard Mario. We done heard K. Michelle. We done heard it from so many people. How we hear the story about him and Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, everybody. But it's so crazy. Do y'all understand the type of discernment? Like Uncle say, you gotta have a heightened sense of awareness to be able to not only write and produce a song for somebody, but these people recall when they got the song from R. Kelly, it sounded like if it was them on it.
Yeah, it was tailor-made just for them.
The guy say, it seems like it seems like he was in our body.
Yep.
That's just how much this man I won't even say perfected his craft. That's just how much he works on his craft. Because perfection is finished, and no one never get perfection.
Right. It's solidified. If you just focus on that one point right there, nephew, if you just let that one point breathe, where he can look at any artist and whatever their age bracket is, and even in the genre of music that they are currently in, he can go into the time machine and tailor-made a song for them. Now, just that right there, he did it for I think he did it for the group. What was the group that Marcus Houston was in? All of them and other young cats. If you just focus right there, before we can go anywhere else, if you just focus right there, he slammed anybody in the business. Period. I don't know nobody just done that. I can't recall nobody. You can go all the way back to even the 70s and the 60s, all of it now. I don't know no artist that can sit down in the studio and when they present a song or write a song for another artist and give them to them, it is so tailor-made to them, you wouldn't even think he had anything to do with it. Now, name someone currently that's been in the industry going back 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 that has done that. And we'll wait. I yield back. Just let that point right there breathe before we can go to anything else. Nobody can stand toe to toe. No one. And I need J-Rock and Derek to help me out on that point.
Man, you look at this shit, man. Here. This is the 90s. R. Kelly. This is R. Kelly in the 90s. This is the 90s. You got R. Kelly in the 90s, Slow Dance. This is his work. Back and forth. Bump and grind. Age ain't nothing but a number. The thing I like. No one knows how to love me quite like you do. You're not alone. This is Michael Jackson, Aaliyah. Down with the click. I believe I can fly. I don't want to. That's Tony Braxton. Fuck you tonight. Biggie. Come on, man. Be careful, Sparkles. I'm your angel. Celine Dion, man. Life. KC and JoJo. Satisfy You. Puffy. Run, Puffy, run. Fortunate. Maxwell. Oh, this the 90s, man. Them all hits. But how do you outdo that? I'm gonna show you how you outdo that. This man come back. This man come back in the goddamn 2000s.
Mm. Mm.
Come back in the 2000s. Cry, Michael Jackson. Guilty until proven innocent. Jay-Z, R. Kelly. Laundromat. Man, never. Come on, man. Bump, bump, bump. B2K. Ignition Remix. Girlfriend. B2K. Honey. Jay-Z, R. Kelly. Hell yeah. Genuine. Hotel with Cassidy. Gigolo, Nick Cannon. Busted. Revamped. We got down Mr. Ron Isley, turned him into Mr. Big, man. What a Girl Won't, B2K, wonderful. Ja Rule with his garbage ass. Look, outrageous. Britney Spears, man. Come on, man. So Sexy, Twister. Go get a Young Jeezy. I'm a Flirt, Bow Wow. That's that shit, man. That's Snoop Dogg. Do you make it rain? Fat Joe, man. Speed with Rick Ross. Man, out of the club, the Pussycat Dolls. Come on, man. I Look to You with Whitney Houston, man. Come on, Cal. You done did this shit for the 90s. Then you done came in the 2000s. Man, that dude, you gotta be done, Cal. This man came back up in the 2010. A whole nother, man, look.
Walk with it, nephew. Walk with it.
Already Taken, Trey Songz, Miss Chocolate, Lil Jon featuring R. Kelly, Mario. Platinum, Snoop Dogg had to go holler at my boy again. Where you at, Jennifer Hudson, man? Come on, man. Celebrate. George Sparks, man. Come on, man. And Whitney Houston, come on, man. Can we learn? T.I., come on, man. Tip the King, man. Mr. Expeditiously himself, man. To the world, Kanye West, bro. Come on, man. Do what you want. Lady Gaga, come on, man. PYD, Justin Bieber, are you serious?
And that was a cold slam right there with Justin Bieber. That was tight. I loved that.
Come on, man. The Body. Wale, come on, man. Let me know, Bryson. Come on, man. Somewhere in Paradise, Chance the Rapper. Are you serious with your bitch ass up there standing outside Kim Fox? Really? Are you serious?
That part.
With the one I love, Fantasia again. Come on, man. Dedicated, man. Pitbull. Come on, man. This a crossover record. Juicy Booty, Chris Brown featured R.Kelly. Man, come on, man. You got the 90s. You got the early 2000s. Then you got 2010 and up.
Woo.
And they want to crown Usher? Usher? As my boy, Soulja Boy say, Usher? Who is Usher? I ain't taking nothing away from Usher.
Right.
I ain't taking nothing away from Usher, but Cal say, I made that bumping grind. I made that 12 play. They better stop playing. They better stop playing.
This not even no comparison, man. That to me, nephew, this is just disrespectful. But even put something, man, that's just why would you do that?
Not taking nothing away from Usher, but guess what? Like he told Trey Songz, man, when you going, you gonna have to take the stairs, Usher. You know, the elevators for R. Kelly. You hear me? I see you when you get up here to the room. You know, shit, you need a song. You know, shit, what you need? Shit, I got what you need.
And nephew, we not even touching his albums.
No.
We got a long way to go. We got a long way to go, nephew, before we even get to that.
This shit that he gave away.
Ah, and they better stop playing. They better stop playing with my boy, man.
Man, this shit that he gave away right here.
He better stop playing, man. He better stop playing, man.
You know, and the thing about it is, Usher got to keep it real. He can't let these. See Usher. This is what I tell you when a nigga just he gonna embrace the moment. Cause
Right,
Usher can be
right,
real and just keep it real and just say, you know what, R.Kelly, despite what he's going through, he is the king of R&B.
right,
I don't have a catalog like that. I haven't wrote like that.
right.
I haven't. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real, man. And
That
people
ego,
will
that
fuck
ego
with
and that
you,
pride ain't gonna let you though. That ego and the pride and that influence
man.
from the yeah, they ain't gonna let you.
Man,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
that
yeah.
dude right there, boy.
He
Look at
better
him.
grateful. He better grateful let it be known like that though, nephew. You made a good point before he mess up his own. You know what I mean? And, you know what I'm saying? Legacy and all of that. You better be careful with that, man.
He
You
can
better be
run that
careful.
shit, but I'm gonna tell you why he running with it though. And shout out to man, hey, and shout out to everybody who been supporting the t-shirts, man. I really appreciate it, man. It has been very, very helpful. Uh, it has been very helpful. This t-shirt still $25, man. Free shipment, man. If you haven't got your t-shirt, make sure you go ahead and do that. Cause we own it. We own it. We own it. We own it. But I'm gonna let y'all hear something from Raz B. I'm gonna let y'all hear something from Raz B. Talking about, R.Kelly writing for B2K. I would put on the stream, but it's a Vlad video, but I don't want Vlad to fucking come sending the goddamn people to put paperwork on us. So I'm gonna just let y'all listen to the conversation of what he talks about with Vlad and as far as R. Kelly writing for them. Now he gonna say some, people. Vlad try to get people off into their opinions about what R. Kelly going through,
Yep.
and you can tell people like they really don't be wanting to talk about that shit.
Right.
But Vlad, he's the type of person who he try to put people on the spot, and
Yep.
he had the power to edit shit out of these interviews. But he keep it there. But we just gonna listen and see what the fuck. I heard it. I'm gonna let y'all hear. I'm gonna let y'all hear what it is that he got to say. Like I say, man, I put the link in the chat, man. I'm gonna keep this shit. I'm gonna keep this shit a buck.
Well, R. Kelly was found guilty this year. You said what? And
Can y'all hear it?
Yeah, I
If,
can hear.
in the chat, if y'all can
Yeah,
hear it, just put a thumbs up in the chat.
yeah, I hear
Just
that
put a thumbs
in.
up in the chat if y'all can hear it.
Yeah, I hear that joker that worked for the Fed.
when you go through R. Kelly's catalog, he actually made what I consider some of my favorite B2K songs for you guys. Oh, Girlfriend, for example, is my favorite B2K song, which was completely written by R. Kelly. Yeah. I love the remix. The remix was fire too. But yeah, that was fire. Did you guys, when you guys were working with R. Kelly, were you guys ever in the same room, or was it okay? Here's the track. Go ahead and do it. We were definitely in the room. We started recording. I think some of the song. I think we recorded Girlfriend at the Chocolate Factory. So he wasn't vocal producing us, but he would come in and check it out, and you know what I'm saying. And then we've been to his house a few times, maybe like once, I think. Maybe like once actually. Or when we were in Chicago, we'd pull up and go see him at the studio, or he was playing basketball in Chicago, we go pull up at hoops or something like that. But But R. Kelly, he would, he would really get into it. Like when he sent over like the What a Girl Wants record. When I heard this shit, I was like, oh, this guy's a genius. Because he was like, this is Raz. And and I'm a Gemini. Like he got into us. So I feel like he was really able to body and write some records because he was like, yo, he was able to really write. I mean, the dude's dope, bro. I can't speak on a man's personal life because I don't know anything. I wasn't there, right? But what I can say when it comes to him writing on that pen, that boy is definitely a beast. What was it about R. Kelly's musical genius that you think was different than other people that you worked with? Because you guys are working with some of the best writers, producers, period. He was just R. Kelly. That's what his gift was. That's what made him stand out because he was unique and really captivating an artist, captivating who the artist is, and being able to elevate them. Like the song "I Look to You" that he wrote for Whitney Houston. That's a dope record. It's a dope record. But when you put Whitney Houston's voice on it, it's a super incredible record. You know what I mean? His writing ability, him being in tune with the culture, young and old. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he was the best of both worlds when it came into
That's
this.
what I said.
He was still edgy to be over 40. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I mean he wrote "You Are Not Alone" for Michael Jackson. Come on, which became a huge hit for Michael Jackson. I mean, was that Michael's last big hit? I mean, it may have been. Yeah, Mike threw out a few records. Yeah, that was probably
I don't like that dude, man. I don't like that dude.
That's big hit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Boosie, who's a regular on my show, I like Boosie. He is adamant that there's no living human being that could beat R. Kelly in a versus right now. And by the way, nobody can go in a versus battle with R. Kelly in the world, living or dead. Y'all looking here in trouble, motherfuckers. Wait, hold on. Nobody. Who you gonna call? Michael Jackson? No. Beyonce? No. Nobody got more hits than R. Kelly. Nobody. I'll wait.
Shout out to Boosie Bad. Boosie Bad.
Okay, I went to R. Kelly concert. He got too many records, bro. I mean, you could probably put against him, bro. Real talk. Chris Brown. Yeah, I mean, because his catalog is just crazy.
Chris Brown ain't got enough, man.
I would say R. Kelly has bigger hits than Chris Brown. Hits. Oh yeah. We just going hits for hits. Yeah, I don't know nobody can go with him, bro. I mean, you would have. That's what I'm saying. You would have to take him out of this category. Like you have to put maybe a Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, well, Whitney's no longer alive. Mariah is. But yeah, I mean, when you look at R. Kelly, okay, let's just do a numbers game, right? So R. Kelly's biggest hit on Spotify is the Ignition remix, which is at 550 million views. Jeez. All right, let's take a look at Chris Brown. All right, let's look at what his biggest song is. I remember that record came out. Well, okay. Well, Chris is no slouch either. I mean, No Guidance featuring Drake is like 850 million.
But that's 850 million. That's with Drake. Kellz doing them numbers by himself, man. Come on, Vlad, the bullshit, bro.
Yeah, that's why I can't stand that dude, man. I don't want to say hate, man, but nephew, I'm close to saying that, bro. That joke is a demon. Cause I'm being real talk, and I'm not being facetious. Chat, blessing to everybody in the chat. He's a demon. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I'm not gonna put it no other way. That dude got a dark soul and the spirit on him, man. And we need to stop going to that Joker platform, man, like idiots. I don't know what it is, the fixation that all this other avenues we can go to, but we want to sit down with this Joker that clearly worked for the Feds, that's part of a slave master ancestry. And why we keep going on that, and I'm gonna get off my soapbox on that. But you see how he set up the question? He leads into question to bait you so he can really dive into the real other controversial. You know what I mean? That's real evil and demonic, man. That's what the feds do, bro. I yield back.
Most definitely, man. Let's see what old Mario.
Crazy. Like, I'm gonna have to say Usher and CB. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that. This is like, those are the two right answers. When you say R&B,
And then like generations, like I feel like that's like Usher's gonna grab a little bit older than me. Yeah. CB's gonna grab mine and younger. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like in the middle. Grabbing it, you know what I'm saying? But it's the texture, the voice texture. Phone in the jail verse from R.Kelly. You know? Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I bought his shit every fucking day. Me too. Every fucking day. Listen, I am not ashamed to say I can separate the art from the artist. I'm to an artist who has been able to make every type of song and have every type of Half on a Baby, man. Come on, man. I believe I can fly to Half on a Baby to. You know, reminds me. It's just he's just the GOAT. He's the GOAT. But you know, listen, it's him or Usher. Because I went to Usher.
Why is it him or Usher, man? Where did this shit come from? How did Usher even? Usher don't even. You can't compete where you don't compare, man. How? You can't compete where you don't compare. Man, we talking about I just showed 3 generations of shit that R.Kelly gave away.
I'm gonna say it again.
People. That would even include his gospel band.
Right.
That would even include his gospel band. That would even include his albums.
Yep. We haven't got to that point yet.
Man, Usher, you better keep your ass dancing around here. Because if your goddamn legs go out, you fuck. Because you can't do nothing. You can't outside. You can't go. You can just put on a good show. That's about it. I ain't taking nothing away from it. But you had to go to kellz too. You had to go knock at the big door. When you couldn't create no more.
Right. It's the same principle that I keep saying about when it comes to Pac. Now, Pac didn't have the lyrical intensity as a Rakim, but when you talk about the impact, the longevity of the impact on a culture, way after you gone, and then they take your lyrics and your poetry into a university, and it becomes part of their language art department curriculum to study. I don't know nobody in the rap genre, not taking nothing from no artist. I don't know no one, living or dead, that accomplished that impact. Now let's switch to kellz. I don't know no artist, and I grew up where I was exposed to a good history of music, like kellz was. We just only a year apart, so we was exposed to a lot of stuff. 60s, 40s, 50s. You know what I mean? We started to a lot of music, bro. You know, Fred Astaire, all of that stuff, man. All the way up to now. I don't know nobody living or dead that can, like they just said in the interview, that can embody whatever genre that's going on and stay current and impact the culture to the point that without your presence, the industry as you know it is crippled. I don't know no artist that has done that to that intensity impact. And that's why I say kellz is the Tupac of R&B and vice versa. And I yield back and pass my baton to J Rock, Mr. Timeline. I've spoken in the atmosphere. We need J Rock help on this one.
Well, before we go any further, I think Lex came on first, so I'm gonna go ahead and get.
What up, Lex? What up, Lex?
What up, Lex? Just trying to put something in the crock pot. What you bringing today, man?
What you cooking on, Lex? Oh, he might be muted.
Oh, you might be muted, bro. Well, I'll go ahead. I'll jump in right quick. Okay. How? Well, first of all, what's up, Big Vibe? Once again, what's up? What's up?
I
News.
can't wait. I can hear the J-Rock voice. I can hear it in his voice. Take a breather, J-Rock, because I know you're going to jump the gate.
And shout out to everybody in the chat. Much love to everybody here. How long are we gonna take this dude seriously? How long are we gonna take this pasty face, long line, sausage nose motherfucker seriously? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, they try to push Usher as the king R&B, especially the fact of the matter that Usher wound up getting awarded, designated to do the halftime show at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally trying to they are really trying to quickly quote unquote Usher, pun intended, him as the new king R&B.
Right. Oh, hold on, right now. Hold on. Because I got something I want to share while you right there.
Right.
This has been an agenda for quite some time. I want to say shout out to Denitra because she emailed me this.
Okay.
This is why she emailed me this. And this is an article from Jim Derogatis from 2008. 2008. What you think about that, J-Rock?
I ain't got my glasses on.
I saw that. You know what? I saw this when you had posted on your community wall. I saw that, and even though the print was small, I was able to make out some of it. But then I looked at the date. I was like, 2008. Usher on the one album that Usher had at that point that we all know was Confessions.
Right.
And
his best album.
His best album. Meanwhile, R.Kelly had multiple platinum albums. Strong. I'll put it to you like this: if R.Kelly had platinum albums like Thanos had Infinity Stones.
But you see, well, I talked to Unc about this, and I was telling Unc, now this is the play now. With this article, I only give credence to why Jim Derogatis was so hell bent on R. Kelly going down.
Right.
See, Usher is allowing Jim Derogatis to speak on his behalf.
Right.
But R. Kelly didn't want no parts of that shit.
Right.
You talk about whatever the outcome of his trial on charges of making child pornography, R. Kelly is overdue to relinquish. How is he overdue to relinquish anything when this man have sustained from the 90s to the early 2000s to the 2010s? I mean, if it wasn't for his hiccup at this point in his career, the man probably had another 5 or 10 year run in him. I mean, shit, the man probably can write for the rest of his life. He probably can create. Even if he decide to stop recording, he still can create probably for the rest of his life.
And here's the other part to that vibe. You also got to look into this as well. The day when that article was made, May 27th, 2008.
Yeah.
And he said that R. Kelly was supposed to get relinquished. How is he going to relinquish his throne when R. Kelly Double Up album came out in 2007 was already multi-platinum anyway? You're not going to relinquish no crown when your next album that came after that, the very next year, but your previous album was already multi-platinum to begin with.
Well, see what they was banking on, the people stopped fucking with R. Kelly because of the allegations. They were banking on the allegations to
Crush him.
to wipe R. Kelly's career away.
Yep.
But the
Right.
shit went the opposite direction.
Yes, it did. He's streaming more. He's streaming more than he ever was. Yep.
He sold more going through his
Right.
case than he did before he went through his case.
And see what's going to wind up happening. It's going to get worse for a lot of other people, because what's going to wind up happening, that appeal, when that appeal starts taking that turn, and all them questions start being asked in that appellate court, now all of a sudden new questions start getting brought up. Oh, and don't have a situation when some so-called victims gonna have to wind up being addressed in the appellate court. Don't let that happen, because then all of a sudden they're gonna have to try to keep up with the lies that they done told all this time, and the government ain't gonna be able to really save them out of it. Now I don't know if they call people like that in a regular trial because it's an appellate court, not an actual trial. But I think because of the fact that what they were involved with was significant, and it reflects directly on them, it could be a situation where they get brought back up. And if that's the case, all kind of other stuff that they thought they could actually keep quiet and literally just sweep under the rug, that shit gonna come right back up.
Yeah. That's a good point on the screen by Wayne too. That's a good point. That's what you think about that on the screen.
Kellz he got too much shit, man.
Way too much.
He got way too. I mean, the dude, it's like what you want. What? How you want him to come? What Usher gonna do? Nice and slow. What he gonna put nice and slow up against? He can go with nice and slow, but what nice and slow gonna do with 12 play?
Right.
Hell no.
What nice and slow gonna do against you? Remind me of my G. What nice and slow gonna do with Honey Love?
Right. Hey,
Yeah.
You take that song he did on the loop.
And don't try to put nice and slow against your body's calling. You know it's
Oh
right.
shit.
Ooh, I love the body
remix, bro. Let alone the remix. Don't forget the remixes, y'all.
Oh,
The remix be better than the originals.
Oh, look.
Hey,
Get the remixes, bro.
y'all didn't see before y'all came on. Nephew showed a list of songs of individuals that Curry wrote for in the 90s. He went to the early 2000s. Then he went to.
I saw some of that.
Yeah, 2010. He didn't even touch none of Kell's catalog.
Oh, bro.
Let's
not even get to his catalog, bro. It's a wash at that point.
Songs that he did for somebody else.
Bro, let's not even get to his catalog. You talking about?
Boy, they better stop playing, man. This is a joke, man.
Bruh.
This is a
where
joke.
we go against him gonna get buried.
Right.
The ocean is.
Right.
You know the ocean deep as hell. Shoot, you might
Right.
get buried beneath that, man.
I was on another
Not
platform and I said this. I said R. Kelly is one of the few artists that can actually have a versus battle against himself.
There you go.
Oh, that's so ridiculous, man. That's so ridiculous. It truly is.
And at that point, you might have a shot.
Right.
Usher
Keyword.
out here looking like goddamn Jada Pickett right here, out here acting like he think he can land this shit, man. Usher crazy, bro. And like I say, sometimes with this shit, with this music shit, when we talk about R. Kelly, man, you know, when you hear him talk about how his passion was basketball, and he wanted to be a basketball player, but Miss Lena McGlynn told him that he was going to do all of this. She told him he was going to accomplish everything that he accomplished before he even thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then when he got into he got into the music, like he said music got him. He didn't get into the music. The music got into him. This dude, bro, when we talk about Charlie Wilson, now these young cats, these younger people, that's cool. But for this man to go back and revive people whose career should have been over with back during the blues era, goddamn it. I mean, to bring these, just the creativity that this brother have when he's just sitting in the studio he just think about he think about an artist like, damn man, let me write this song goddamn for Lenny Kravitz. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Right.
Let me write this song for Prince.
Right.
I mean, the dude
Prince.
And then you hear him, like me, I like to go to the interviews of kellz, especially with Rosenberg and other people when he talk about his encounter with Michael Jackson. And you hear the dude, he got it on the Love Letter album. At the last song, he got the You're Not Alone. He's singing it on there. And he said this he called Michael Jackson his idol.
Right.
The dude sound, if you didn't know if you didn't know and you just was listening, a random person, you like, yeah, that's Michael Jackson. I mean, the dude, how he just get into his bag like that. Like the dude is surgical with this music shit, man. I mean,
he embodied it.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy in his work ethic. And now you see, now when I look at shit, especially after getting some of the information I have gotten, it's like these people, they don't want R. Kelly to reap the benefits of everything he done put into this music shit. This man has literally, for the last 30 years, single-handedly, man, this dude has about a third of the R&B music. This dude has touched it.
Alive.
He have touched it.
Yep. Kept it alive.
He been making music before I wasn't even born. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, man, Fortunate, one of my favorite songs.
Oh yeah.
R. Kelly wrote it. The Life soundtrack.
Yep.
Several couple songs. R. Kelly wrote it.
This Joker took a song called "Feeling on Your Booty" and turned it into an opera song, bro.
How many people can do that?
Come on, y'all about to stop playing with this, man.
Man, you see how I told you? I listened to that song, and they talk about this man crazy, or they say he the people on the other side, they want to say R. Kelly retarded, or all this shit. This man got the song. Listen, you know how thoughtful, not just thoughtful, how like for him to put a song together like Sex Planet and make it make sense using all the planets.
Right.
And put this shit into a song and make it make sense.
Come on now.
And people singing this shit. When the man got a song called Zoo with animal noises and the people in the crowd, bro, 40, 50 years old in the crowd, like monkeys and elephants and all types of shit.
You know what? You know what? Let me tell you a little bit about that.
Okay.
Because I was at the concert when he did that.
Okay.
You said I was thinking about this song called Zoo.
Right.
And I was like, okay, this is different. And I'm thinking like, he was like, and he's like, you know what? I'm thinking about recording. And then at that point, I was like, he ain't gonna record this. Ain't no way he ain't gonna do it. I'm thinking at the concert in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is totally different. I'm like, nah, he ain't gonna do this. And then I picked up the double up album. I said, this fool done did this shit. This fool done turned around and literally did it. Because if you think about it, he's one of those artists that you don't think he gonna do something.
Right.
He turn around and do it. Right. And then he does it better than you thought it could be done.
Right.
And you like, how the fuck he's able to pull this off?
Right.
Because nobody else could do it, but he could.
Was that the Light It Up tour, J-Rock?
Yeah, Light It Up tour. Yep.
Yeah, that was a cold tour, man. That dude was off the chain, man. That was off the chain. I love the way he is so clever, bro. His mind, where it works, y'all. He doing a song, but he do something, and every song that comes after that, it's like a chain link, man. The way he does, and he'll do some stuff. And I was sitting there watching it. I got the DVD of, I think the one he did in Oakland. I said, man, that's a cold way to go into that next one. I said, wow, who sit there and does that, man? I mean, you got to sit. J Rock understand what I'm trying to say, man. That just blows my mind, man. That just blows my mind.
A once in a generation type of artist, man. He once in a
And what
generation.
you hear on the CD, that's what you hear live. Very few artists can do that, man. Very few. They got to have loud this, you know, the kind of, you really don't hear their vocals that much. It's a lot of it, you know, dancing, a lot of all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't really get a chance to hear the essence of the song and hear artists. You know what I mean? It's very few people that can, what you hear on their CD is what they do live. Chemistry is another person I can think of that do that. Because I saw him live. What you hear on that doggone CD is what that joker do live. It's very few artists that do that, man. Very few. Layla Hathaway is another one. It's very few people come along in life, man, that can do that. Yeah, yeah.
And y'all brought up the point, talked about what R. Kelly did for Charlie Wilson. You know, I told people a long time ago. I said R. Kelly has breathed new life into more careers and EMTs giving CPR to patients. But now people want to play dumb, talking about talk about all these allegations. How you gonna have time to do all the shit that y'all say he did?
Yeah,
when he's in the studio, when he literally will sleep in the damn studio days on end.
Yeah.
And still have to come around and then have to not only do material for himself, but then do material for other people who call on him. Which means, oh, by the way, Muse, I don't know if you got a chance to do this or not. Did you listen to that song that he wrote for Luther Vandross? Called When You Call on Me?
Did I check that out? Look at some. I might have. I got to go back and do it again, Derek. I think I did. I forgot.
Because when you listen to that song and you get to the chorus, you will hear R. Kelly in the background vocals.
Okay. And what's
injustice free R. Kelly? Right. You right. Usher got so many people writing for him. Goddamn, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And some of his biggest hits were written by Jermaine Dupri.
In Neo.
Wow. Were they? Wow. So this not even a conversation then.
It really is not. Who really compete with that, man? Who really compete with that, man?
Look at this shit, man. Usher could never, like my boy.
Usher got hits, but you ain't compete with kellz, bro.
Right.
Because Usher is more than enough.
What's up, brother?
Bro.
Oh, what's up, Lex?
Yeah, I've been listening to y'all, man. Yeah, my mic was off. Yeah, I heard y'all saying something about Mr. Usher. Now I'm gonna say, just take that Buffet album, man, and just whoop everybody's ass with that Buffet album, man. Whoop everybody's ass with that bitch. Ain't nobody singing no country, ain't nobody doing no reggae, ain't nobody doing no opera, ain't nobody doing none of that. No blues, so just take that one album and whoop everybody's ass that want to get up there and try to do something, and then we call it a day.
Yep.
And that was 2015, right, J-Rock?
Yep, that was 2015.
So that brings everything up to date, nephew, for how you laid everything out from 90s, early 2000s, 2010, Buffet album 2015. That they need to go sit down. And that's only one album that just mentioned. That's only one album. The other stuff that nephew showed earlier, Lex, wasn't even his album. It's a song that he had did for other people.
Man.
Right. I don't know who put these people up to try to go against him in the first place. I just don't get it.
I don't know, man. You mixed up. I don't understand it. That's suicide.
And also, also, if you bring up the fact that everybody trying to anoint Usher as the new king R&B, here's one question that just pretty much would shut that down. How can you be the king of R&B when you didn't even write your own shit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That question alone would actually shut down the whole argument.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. That's all.
Makes no sense to me.
They try to make Tank be the next man up, and I mean, shoot, look what Tank is. You don't have no credibility because you can't even do not a third of the stuff that he's doing. I mean, let alone writing for other people and then getting on the track and singing almost like
you can almost say that he was singing just like Mike on one of them songs. And then on the
Right.
Buffet album, he got a song. He's emulating Mike. He's emulating Marvin Gaye, one of his songs. You can kind of tell that some of the songs that he's singing, he's emulating a lot of people. He
Right.
studied those people real good, so you can tell that he's doing a lot of studying. These other R&B people, they're not doing that.
And that's a great point, Lex. What further solidifies his artistry.
Right. Yeah, they're not doing none of that at all.
No, nobody, man. Nobody.
Somebody compete with that man.
Yeah, but see, if you really take a look at R&B as a whole, like I said R&B has been on life support for the better part of about 15 years or so.
Okay.
If you really wanted to try to wipe R&B off the map, what would have to happen? You had to take away the one guy, like in chess. You got to try to get to the king. Who's the one king that's been the constant in R&B? And that's been R.Kelly.
R.Kelly.
So you lock him up. R&B is R&B pretty much is it's almost dying a slow death.
Right.
That's what they saying right now out there.
Yeah.
So I'll say for a while, it was Babyface making all the hits one night, but then once R.Kelly came around, he basically took over. Babyface made hella hits too.
Yeah, because it was Ted. It looked like it was Teddy Riley early.
Yep, Teddy Riley.
L.A. Babyface came around.
Yep.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis was already there doing their thing. R. Kelly was in the mix of all of that.
All that.
Right.
And then he took off.
Yep. And absorbed all that.
Yep. And the rest is history.
Yeah.
He basically dominated for basically 30 years.
Yeah. And then when kellz touched the hip hop industry with his stuff, that just put him on a whole nother stratosphere.
Man, shoot. Is that man? The way they try to say R&B, try to say R&B, man, but shoot, the hip hop keep calling him. Like, bro, come over here, bro. We need your help.
Right.
And it was always, and it wasn't just any rap artist. We talking about hip hop heavyweights.
Literally.
Yeah.
Eric Sermon. Fat Joe. Busta Rhymes, you name it. Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Like the list goes on. Like
that's another good point, y'all. What we just saying, it. Let me just say it again. If you touch the influence he's had on hip hop rap artists, forget about R&B for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I didn't think about that, J. Rod. We just said it, and it just clicked. I'm like, wow, the impact he has made on hip hop and rap artists who have said it, who have actually been in interviews and talked about this. You don't even have to touch the song that Nephew showed earlier that he gave away and wrote those singles. Not even his album. You just touched the hip hop rap industry and how he collabed with people and gave and influenced them. We ain't got no conversation.
No,
right. And also, if I don't know if you guys remember this video, but I saw it a while back, and I remember when this happened. When Rap City had the basement with Big Ticket, R. Kelly was still, I think, the only R&B artist that actually came to the basement. I could be wrong, but I think he was the only one that came to the basement.
I'm not sure about, so I ain't gonna touch that one.
Me either.
Yeah. But yeah, if he wasn't the only one, he was one of the few R&B artists to go on Rap City the basement.
Right.
When Big Ticket was hosting. And I think Big Ticket said that himself. That he was the only one that only R&B artist that was able to come to the basement at that point. And then R. Kelly did a freestyle on the basement.
Man.
I had to pull that up. I don't remember.
So the question is, what the hell are we talking about?
They ain't know the conversation here.
Right.
I said on that Make It Rain remix, kellz had the best verse on there.
Right.
With nobody on that track better than him on that.
Yep. And then he's the only artist that I can think of. I've got a lot of artists emphasize J-Rock, but I've actually seen him make up a song right on the spot that you would swear that he had on one of his albums that you just probably missed it.
Oh man.
And then do a remix of what he just came up with on the spot.
It'll probably
Man,
better than the original.
they about to stop playing with me, man.
Man, he would do a versus with just his remixes alone, man.
You just hear what I said?
They don't see. That's another thing. They don't want to do a versus with him when it comes to remixes because
hell
what
no,
he,
man. They would dominate.
because what he's liable to do, he'll turn around and probably remix a song that he never remixed on, and he'll remix it on the damn spot, and you're gonna be like, "What did he just do?"
I've seen him do it, bro. I've seen him. I've heard him do it.
Oh Lord.
Right.
That's an overkill at that point. It's like, man, the man's already dead, man. Just stop. Like, stop.
Right.
Bleed,
Right.
man. He's like, nah.
Right. That's a picture. Oh, son, that's too funny, bro.
That's sad, man. That shows how good he truly is. That's sad.
I tell you what, he did that remix on that You Don't Know. When he did that remix, he killed that whole track by himself. I didn't want to hear nobody else after he got off of it.
Oh man.
Man, arguably my favorite remix. I know other people have their opinions, and I know about this. I know this is saying a lot, but that damn Homie Love a Friend remix, dude. Hold on.
Oh man.
The song was an up-tempo song on the 12-play album. He took it, rearranged it like it was a whole different song.
Man.
Oh, somebody slowed it down.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's to get there.
When he did Homie Love a Friend, I'm like, what in the hell did he just? I'm like, bruh. It was like two totally different versions.
Let me say this. Let me say this real quick, and I yield back, and I'm on my nebulizer machine. That's why the concept that he came up with originally for Best of Both Worlds involved Pac, and I'm gonna show you why. If y'all go back and listen to Pac's original, as they coined it, the OG version, and then listen to the commercial version, totally different arrangement. And I like the OG version better than the commercial version. If you sit there and look at that, I don't know too many artists that does that. That's why I said their kindred spirit when it comes to their music concept is just so close that it's scary. You got what I just said, J-Rock?
Yep.
If you study Pac's music of his catalog, which is a huge catalog, his original tracks that he originally did, then he have done the same song for a commercial song. And when you hear the commercial song, a lot of people only heard just the commercial stuff. They never even heard the original. You have to really go into that and study that. It's a total different arrangement, bro, the way Pac did that. And when I look at other artists in the rap game, it's blurry. It's really blurry. In the R&B industry, they the only one. They the only two, bro. They the only two. I yield back.
All right, we got some. I'm gonna try to see what this about right here. I'm gonna share it. We'll go here first. Go with this first. Yeah. Telling me no, but my body's telling me yes, baby. I don't want to hurt nobody, but there is something that
And I just watched this the other night, a couple of days ago. Wow. What he did in 8 minutes and 23 seconds, J-Rock, blew my mind.
I saw this a little while ago too.
Must confess. Somebody make some noise.
Look what this dude.
Come on, y'all.
Look what he do in his 8 minutes.
I hear you calling. Here I come, baby, to save you. Nobody's calling. I can hear you calling, baby.
Don't make no sense, boy.
I swear, man.
When a woman says, no matter how you beg, no, it ain't nothing you can do. All the ladies in the building, if you know what I'm talking about, wave your hands with me. Come on. La, 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 la. La, la, la. Man, it's fake.
Crazy, man.
All back to the 50s, man. Wow.
Happy people.
Yeah. They went to the stepping.
Dancing. Come on, y'all. Everybody in the building, make some noise. I wish I had more time.
Raw. See, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Watch.
When a woman loves.
Old school, that's
When I think about the girl, it made me sing. When
With the same exact song he just finished.
Thank you.
Man, Usher better not get up there and try nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the greatest show that was shown that's not
Same exact song. That's the same exact song, but he went all the way back to the 50s, y'all. I'm like,
Man.
hey, does that, bro? J-Rob.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If Sam Cooke was alive,
There you go.
oh, Sam Cooke.
Yes,
Man.
sir. Yes, sir. Sam Cooke and Jackie Wilson, I was thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about Jackie Wilson, Sam Cooke, Paul Williams from the Temptations, David Ruffin, all them cats, man.
That's a performance, man. That's
Yes.
a performance. No, goddamn dancing in the video, all on the stage.
Nah. You can sing. You don't need to do all that.
Yep.
Out
And
there
also,
pop locking and doing the robot and all that mess.
Nah.
You
You know how to
entertaining
sing.
the crowd, not singing. You just dancing, goddamn. You ain't dancing. You dancing like the old folks say.
Right.
and also,
Whitney Houston, prime
Doing all
example.
that dancing ain't sung a word.
yeah.
Right.
And also, let's keep this in mind too. Everybody trying to minimize his trying to erase his impact, trying to minimize his impact on R&B or the quote unquote culture. Let us not forget when the man came out, when a woman's fed up, they made a play after that song. There was a play called When a Woman's Fed Up that was going around the circles around black theater, around a black play going on black theaters called When a Woman's Fed Up.
Wow.
They made a play about that.
I didn't know that.
Carl, what's Carl off in that play? What's his old boy from Martin? Was he in that play?
You talking about Tommy?
Not Tommy, but the other dude. Let's shout it.
Cole.
Yeah. Was he in that play?
I don't know. I think I gotta look. I gotta research it. But yeah, they made a song called. They made a play called When a Woman's Fed Up.
Yeah, I remember that play. I definitely do remember it.
Oh wow!
This man really put out a whole song. He said Mr. McLean told him he was gonna write Trapped in the Closet, man. Dude had a whole series, had everybody in the world tuned in like they were waiting on the docu-series. That's how it was when Trapped in the Closet came out. Everybody waiting on the next part.
Right.
Man.
Everybody tuned into their TV. And they were trying to see what the hell the story was he was telling. Whole time he knocking Rufus' woman down. Goddamn Rufus!
Right.
Dude.
And see, that's the crazy part. When R.Kelly did Trapped in the Closet, he had the impact in mind. Like when he was a little kid, how all the other ladies couldn't wait for their stories to come on.
Right.
That same type of impact on Trapped.
Right. I remember that. Hey, I grew up in that era. Yeah. I grew up in that era. Yeah.
And he literally was able to revive that type of.
Yes.
That type of.
People were waiting. He put out a snippet, man. People were waiting like a motherfucker. When the next part coming out? Everybody wanted to see it.
I think he said he had like 100 chapters, J-Rock. I think he said to that Trapped in the Closet.
Yeah, and that shit, that wasn't even all of it that he put on video.
Right. Yeah.
Man, trust me. Every time a part came out, everybody dropped whatever they were doing. It's like, oh, go watch this new part, y'all. Come on.
Hell yeah. You gotta go back and play the other parts and play it all together. Like,
yep.
God damn.
Especially when
the trip part would be like, and the trip part would be, who is this character? Where did he come from?
J-Rock, who was that band that I think he was over in another country. It was a well-known band, a Caucasian band, legendary, I think been in the game for a while. And they was on tour or whatever. And kellz did a song with them. I think of his own. And they back.
I think I remember I think I remember what you were talking about because I saw that and he sung Sam Cooke when the change.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. That's it, J-Rock.
The name of the band, but I know one of the guitarists. The guitarist was John Oates of Hall & Oates.
Right. Okay. Now you got what I'm saying. Now, you see that right there? Now compare that to somebody. Please, we'll wait. And they ain't got nothing to do with this catalog of the song he gave away. Y'all better stop playing with my boy, man. That's all I'm saying. Leave it alone, man. Before y'all ruin y'all own career. Leave it alone.
Sorry, guys, somebody head out.
Yeah, Usher biggest hits though. Usher biggest songs is featuring somebody.
Right.
You know
hey man, it's the narrative, nephew. That's all it is, nephew. It's the narrative that they try. We understand what's going on, but you can't.
Let's check this video out right quick.
They ain't gonna be able to go inside a person's brain, nephew. They ain't gonna be able to go in the brain. They're not gonna be able to do it.
Who killed R&B? I mean.
So in this episode, I want to talk about the decline, or some might say the death of R&B.
My mind's telling me no.
Is R&B dead in 2022? In this episode, I want to find out what happened to R&B music. These days, modern day R&B groups don't even exist. They've been replaced with this. Pop artists sing over bass-heavy beats, rappers sample R&B songs, or just completely auto-tune vocals over beats. you know, like Kanye, Lil Wayne, and Drake.
You used to call me on my. You used to.
The line between R&B and hip hop is completely gone. The mainstream charts consider it one genre now. So what really happened? Most people today don't even listen to traditional radio anymore. I mean, when's the last time you turned on the radio? But this is where I started my research, because this was my intro to R&B music as a kid. Falling asleep to the Quiet Storm on Hot 103 Jams, or as we would say, Hot 103 Jams, and don't forget to slam that Z. The Quiet Storm, WHUR, was voiced by Melvin Lindsay. This is where R&B found a permanent home.
11:43 in Washington. Wow, 17 minutes before midnight and 17 minutes before my end of reigning with the Quiet Storm here at WHUR Radio.
You didn't even have to have a radio in D.C. All you had to do was open the window. You couldn't help but hear the Quiet Storm. That's how popular it was. It was the air that D.C. breathed.
The Quiet Storm was a nice slowdown where you could just listen to music and just kind of just escape and just vibe out.
Quiet Storm was birthed on the campus of Howard University. During the 1970s and into the 80s, artists like Anita Baker, Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross, they all shaped the sound of the post-civil rights era. Some of the biggest artists and some of the biggest stars in music were influenced by the blues genre, which eventually evolved into rhythm and blues. And you can't really forget about the Black church.
What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? You have to be good. Like, you don't have a choice, or else you just don't get up there, you know. So that's why some of the great singers like Aretha or like Whitney or like so many came out, because we hear it all the time. And it's others that you haven't heard that probably equally as good that you will never.
So as we flow from the 70s into the 1980s, you can see the change and the evolution of R&B music, from all the different types of lead singers and stars that were popping up during the 80s. In 1980, Dewey and Kathy Hughes purchased one of DC's most popular radio stations, WOL. Kathy Hughes had already proven success in the radio industry after launching The Quiet Storm on WHUR, Howard University Radio, as well as WYCB, a gospel station. A few years later, Kathy Hughes went on to launch one of the most famed Black radio institutions in the United States, Radio One. So if Black radio is the platform for R&B music to thrive, what happened to all the Black radio stations? Short answer, they were bought out. Some were bought out by Black operated family owned companies and were just consolidated down. So like here in California, you might have 2 Black owned radio stations in the entire state. And what I've seen and what I've read is that, you know, that mirrors what's happening across other states, where you might have one station that's still Black operated, and they might play jazz, or it might be a little talk radio, but it doesn't have the buying power that a Cumulus Radio or iHeart Radio would have to, you know, buy or get strong artists into those stations, or get that kind of music rotation that you would hear on your normal everyday radio stations. So if we only own 1 to 2% of all radio stations, who really owns all the rest of the stations? It can be boiled down to just a handful of corporate companies. Like I mentioned, iHeartRadio, Cumulus, EMIS, Disney. So how many Black-owned radio stations are still in existence? Currently, there are 168 of 10,315 commercial AM and FM stations in the United States. These stations are concentrated in the South and are distributed among 30 states, according to Google. Another question, why are there no radio stations that support R&B? And so here are the 6 specific devices the FCC used to maintain segregation of the airwaves. The FCC and its predecessor, the Federal Radio Commission, outright refused to grant radio station licenses to African Americans because of their race and religion until World War II. The FCC used its licensing power to facilitate the schemes of segregated state university systems to exclude minorities from equal access to broadcast education. The FCC licensed and relicensed open segregationists, thereby preventing minorities from gaining a foothold in commercial broadcast employment for generations. The FCC used absurdly stringent financial qualification requirements to keep minorities out of the comparative licensing process. The FCC repeatedly ignored a court decision that required it to take minority ownership impact into account when considering technical radio allotment and allocation issues. And lastly, the FCC adopted a broadcast equal employment opportunity rule, but then failed to this day to meaningfully enforce it or even measure whether it had any impact. Okay, so even if you remove radio from the conversation, TV stations like BET and classic shows like Soul Train and Video Soul was the home for the genre also. Soul Train during the 70s was the only show to cater to the black audience. But with the decline of BET and shows like Soul Train, you also see the decline of the music. No dedicated weekly shows where artists could get interviewed and promote new albums. No weekly top 10 countdowns. There's no real platforms left for R&B music to thrive. Another factor that I would say would contribute to the decline in R&B music is pretty much the content. Look at today's music versus, say, the 2000s or the 90s. The content of the music has clearly changed.
You bring an artist to a company, one, you got to have 3-4 million streams already. And with that comes $65 million, like Cardi B is getting a single. All right. Okay. Now, if you just come with an artist that can sing today and go talk about you're not getting signed. You will get like Jill Scott right now. I'm not trying to say anything bad. She can't get $25,000 right now for marketing or a record or anything from a company like Universal.
Now, this is just my opinion, but this is what makes up a good R&B song. First, you need a lead singer.
I'm rolling down a lonely highway.
Some harmony.
Please, we come back to the days. Can we go, baby?
Strong vocals.
Run away. Do we separate? Oh.
Definitely a slow, smooth beat with a slow tempo. And then you might even add a strong dancer or just a strong performer in general. Think Michael Jackson, Beyonce, and even today, Chris Brown.
What you need dancing for?
Another
R&B?
piece to the puzzle is the missing R&B groups. The record labels stopped funding and creating traditional R&B groups. The last real R&B group that kind of existed and had any kind of popularity.
Why do you need dancing in R&B? If it's slow music, why do you need dancing if it's R&B? It's slow music. It's supposed to set the tone. You're supposed to be slow dancing. Not on the goddamn stage, pop blocking, dropping, ticking, and footworking and all this other shit. It's slow dancing. Or you stepping in the name of love. But you ain't out here doing all this old irky jerky shit you be seeing these new people doing. It's R&B.
Yeah, I think he's probably speaking on probably the marketing.
Well, I know why they use dancing they use entertainment to cover up the lack of talent for the singing goes.
Yeah, because when you look at the Temptations, you look at them how they would do up and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Temptation, they had a simple like 1-2.
Yeah.
It ain't the shit that we see the Chris Browns and the Ushers.
Oh no. Turning flips. He turning flips and doing all types of stuff.
Did you see? And not to say that Chris Brown not to say that he don't have the vocal capability.
Oh, he got the vocal. There's no doubt about that.
He don't have the vocal capabilities. But
he's just in that age bracket where he can touch the millennials and the new age, and he can still do a rendition of a Donny Hathaway song and blow. So he can do better. He just in the zone of, I think he in the zone of hip hop pop music / a touch of the R&B, if that makes sense, J Rock. You know what I mean? Which I think J Rock doing.
I'm here. That could
I'm used to seeing the little simple 1-2 and snapping the finger. and just like he just like Kellz just did. That shit was perfect. I ain't got time to be chasing your ass all around the stage with my eye trying to see what you doing.
Right.
That's a good point.
Right. Now, he also did bring up a good point when he talked about how R&B groups was not being funded, because anybody who grew up in the 90s in particular, even though the 70s, which I believe to me the 70s could arguably be the greatest era of R&B music ever in the 70s, because it laid the foundation to what it is to the 90s and everything else. If you go back to the 90s, there was a plethora of black groups that were doing real well.
Yeah, even when you look at the Temptation, the early Motown era, like it was nothing but groups. It was very few little solo acts, because back then, like I guess they had mastered the sound, so you had the bass. You had a person for bass in the video, in the group. You had altos in the group. You had different people for different. They had different tones. And as time progressed, it's just like the shit we seeing now. As technology advanced, shit, you can take one person and put all these voices on them.
Yeah, and shout out to Sierra Johnson in the chat. She said untalented people killed R&B.
For damn sure, and they locked the goat up. And so they said, "Oh, hip hop. I mean, R&B ain't been dead for the last 10 years. It's been dead for the last 5 years."
Right, and the one person that was able to bring it back, they locked him up. And that's why I always say, when I go back to the point about what happened with R. Kelly in regards to the LSG project, which he actually should have been a part of, but his own label sidetracked him from it. Well, actually blocked him from it, because that would have undoubtedly could have very well changed the direction of R&B music. Because if that would have happened, it would open up so many more doors for R. Kelly to work with so many other people, which I think would have eventually wound up having R. Kelly working with the likes of New Edition and Silk and other groups.
It seemed like J-Rock to me is that we are the originators and the orchestrator of this, and it spread it abroad to different cultures. And it seemed like they want to remove our contribution, you know what I mean, and our imprint on this, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they want to go ahead and take what we made, put their spin on it, while simultaneously wiping us off the map.
That's my point. Exactly.
So, but like I said, and when the reason why I bring up New Edition is specifically because New Edition has not had a new album collectively in nearly 20 years. They haven't. The last album they had was on the Bad Boy with Puffy, and that was One Love, and I believe that was around 2004. That was the last collective New Edition album. They have not done another one since. Yet New Edition is still touring, and people still love to see them because they like to get like to hear those the old hits that we all grown up with. R.Kelly get with New Edition, it gets a whole new opportunity to breathe new life into their career, but also putting out new music, new content for them, which now all of a sudden introduces New Edition to a whole new fan base in the process, therefore making New Edition not just relevant, but even more relevant. And R. Kelly's got the blueprint. Isley Brothers, Charlie Wilson, Michael Jackson to a certain degree. It's all
J-Rock. If I may interject, my brother.
Go ahead. Yo.
Y'all remember when they did that? I can't think of the name of the show they had, but it was Gerald Levert. It was men something, and they never did another one. They had all the R&B artists on there, and it goes way back to Jodeci and H Town. There was a whole lot of them on that show. I can't remember what's the name of the show or the name of the group they
What's
did,
up,
but
team? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember they did a song on the Jason Lyric soundtrack called "You Will Know."
that's it right there. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it was.
I
You Will
can't.
Know.
I
Okay,
can't think of the name of the. I can't think of the name of the what they called it, but they had never done another one ever since that particular day, and
I
I was
think it
under
was
the impression
called. I think it was called Black Men United. I think.
that's it. Yeah. So I was wondering. I wonder what would happen if they all got together again. I know kellz is not able to do it right now, but if they all got together, then they did another one. With the demise of Gerald Levert, I know somebody else would have to step up and take that reign. But just say they all just got together
Yeah,
again and they done.
We got Derek for that.
Oh yeah.
You got Derek Levert.
Yeah, you get everybody together and do it again. Get all the male artists together and do it again. And I wonder how the media would look at that. How would they respond to that?
Yeah,
I think it would be a mixed bag, only because of the fact that people gonna say, well, you got R&B, but then they say, well, R.Kelly wasn't in it, and then the question gonna be like, well, regardless of how you feel about it or not, feel about him or not, would it actually even be a successful project even without him?
Right.
Because even without him, they're gonna say, well, it's lacking something because he's not on it.
That's my point right there. That's my point. Everything that R&B puts out now, if kellz doesn't have his input on it, it's not
I'll
gonna
tell you what though.
It's not gonna please the eyes and the ears of everybody else.
If it was still the old way, when you had to sell hard copies, we wouldn't even be hearing no R&B music. Because the only reason why we hear the little R&B that we do hear now is because it's in a streaming era where all you gotta do is have a popular song. A lot of people gonna stream it or whatever. Versus back in the day, they used to have to put a lot of money behind you because they used to have to get their CDs printed out. Different now, they ain't got to put a lot of money behind you to be a one-hit wonder. But they can get paid off of you. That's the problem, right? That's the problem. They fucking recycling one-hit wonders now. You guys want to hit, they bring you in, boom. That's it. We gonna take advantage of that because they gonna get paid off your streaming shit. Give you a percentage and shit. You don't gotta make another hit. They gonna go find another one-hit wonder to do the same shit. That's how they gonna keep themselves relevant. They not losing no money.
Yeah, and also too, kind of keep in mind, kind of going back to what Alex said when you talk about that project with Black Men United, You Will Know on the Jason Lyric soundtrack. If you were to do that right now, what artist would even be worth being on the project right now?
Shit.
I mean, you have to really look at who can you actually dig up to try to be part of this to actually make it sound halfway decent.
Nobody, bro. Nobody. Me and my brother were going there the other day. They say Kevin Hart's supposed to be trying to redo Harlem Nights. I'm like, oh my God.
What?
I heard they trying to redo.
Oh, they would. You shouldn't do that.
Hard to top the original Harlem Nights. The original Harlem Nights. Too many motherfucking heavy hitters. Too many funny people in the original Harlem Nights.
I wouldn't even dare touch that. I wouldn't even touch that. You'll scar your career. I do believe that.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you even try to do Harlem Nights, who's gonna be the one person to take over Della Reese's role? That alone, Della Reese's role in that movie alone, man.
Yeah. It really ain't number one person that can do it. That can try to do it. And that depends on if she on her and what side of the bed she wake up on. That's Monique.
That's Monique. She probably the only one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Outside of her,
I agree with that. But you can't. No, I wouldn't touch that, J-Rock. I wouldn't. it's some things I do believe you are that you should just back up off. You just shouldn't touch. You just let it be. You know what I mean? You can't come behind Eddie Murphy, man.
I wonder who they even have playing Sugar, man.
Who even think about trying to do something like that? I guess they really don't understand the impact that Eddie Murphy has had, man.
But you see, they ain't redoing none of none of them Caucasian shits. They always want to redo and just make people. They want to always erase the black legends, and put out some bullshit,
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, Sugar was funny. I mean,
and then let's not forget, you even had Robin Harris in there, bro.
Yeah, Charlie Murphy, man.
Arsenio Hall funny as fuck.
Yeah. And you got Red Fox. Who can touch Red Fox, bro?
Red Fox, man.
The only person I can think of that could play one of those roles is Jamie Foxx.
I see. As far as Sugar, I say I can see two people playing Sugar, and that is Mike Epps or Country Wayne.
But I'll tell you what, Jamie Foxx could probably pull off Sugar.
Yeah. You know what? I think he can do Red Fox. I think Jamie can do Red Fox.
Or he can be Eddie Murphy.
But yeah. His comedic timing is so impeccable, man. And he embodies and making his own and actually become that person. You see what he did with Ray Charles. I mean, I couldn't lie to you, bro. I could check. I thought that was right. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
hard.
What about Cedric the Entertainer? The Entertainer?
Check your pause. Junior,
you know what?
Junior dead the motherfucker.
Right.
Go ahead and say, you son of a bitch.
You broke your nose, man.
One of my boys in the back of the head.
You broke my nose, man. Hey, man, that was my late father's movie. He was J-Rock. He literally, I promise you, he used to watch that movie until the end and then turn around and replay it again.
Yeah.
That's how much that was his movie, man.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Boy, I watched the movie, right? I don't know how to speak Spanish, right? Because when you get to the end, they give you the option of watching in Spanish or English or whatever.
Right.
We knew the movie, so we went back and watched it in Spanish. Well, boy was shooting them dice the way that dude's mouth was moving, boy. We were hollering. That motherfucker, what up, champ?
Right. Yeah, who gonna play him? I forgot about him. He's a phenomenal actor. He's a phenomenal actor.
T.S. Blunt, I'm not sure if you want to. I'm not sure if I hadn't heard nothing about them moving him, but go on Instagram to Justice for R.K. on Instagram. They have all of everything that go on with R.Kelly is on their page on Instagram. Justice for R.K. on Instagram.
Man, but
well, you get ready to be a rich nigga.
And then the way he said, because not somebody
the fuck out.
You understand what I'm saying?
I know now.
Hey, when I get a call for that text,
look around when I got it.
Say,
Hey, who can play Bugsy Calhoun?
Who can play Bugsy Calhoun?
Yeah.
See,
DJ Khaled.
Oh, I ain't want to mention that joke.
No, I mean, Bugsy Calhoun is
But I tell you what, I got
DJ Khaled gonna be on board and call. Put your mama on the phone.
Oh no, that ain't gonna be. Oh no, that ain't gonna be DJ. That ain't gonna be DJ Khaled. I got somebody else for that role.
Not Jim Derrick. No.
Oh no. And when I say this name, you're gonna be like, oh hell yeah, that'll work. Richie Vento, the perfect guy to play that. Gary Owen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
forgot about
Gary Owen.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. His comedic timing is good too. Yeah. That'll work. That I can see him playing. Yeah, I can see him playing here.
But they gotta get Cat Williams in there.
Yeah. Oh man.
They gonna have to have Cat in there. If they do it, if they able to pull it off. I don't want to see DC Young Fly. Nothing against him. I don't want to see him in a movie like that. That movie is Harlem Nights is on a different level of star power.
Yeah.
You know, that's a different level.
Because Harlem Nights, you're talking about 3 generations of great comedians in one movie.
Yes.
Richard Pryor was a motherfucker, man. That dude, he killed me on Which Way Is Up, man. Richard Pryor was the first actor to play 5 different people in one movie.
Richard probably had me crying so much in that damn movie. When he played his daddy, boy, that he was hilarious.
That was classic, man. They don't make him like that no more.
Nah.
They don't do him like that no more.
When he said when they got ready to work, go to work, he said, "Yeah," and he said, "I heard you, fuck you too, boy." Little nappy ass son. What y'all niggas like?
J-Rock, you sound just like that.
He do. Oh man.
J-Rock, you sound just like that, boy.
Yeah,
all right, we're gonna have some theatrics, and I want everybody to sit down and take your hand out of your laps. Y'all know about that? That's old bicentennial nigga.
Oh.
The what now?
I kind of remember that. I got to re-listen.
Richard Pryor.
Okay.
Man, Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor paid the way for a lot of people too. He was a pioneer.
And remember, Richard Pryor did a little writing on Sanford and Son too.
Did he?
Yeah, he did some writing on Sanford and Son. He did some writing on a couple of episodes. I forgot which ones.
Oh wow! You know what? I think I might have. Yeah. Okay. Man. Yeah.
Fox. What Fox was from? What Fox from Chicago? What Fox was from?
Man.
Chicago had a lot of comedians come up out of there.
Chicago. I forgot.
Detroit or Chicago. Oh, they had a little thing in Malcolm X.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you had to come through Chicago, man. Back then, Chicago like Atlanta is to rap industry. That was Chicago was to the comedian shit. To come.
Yeah, we had a lot of chitlin circus back here during that time. Yeah.
And I always ask the question: what if Robin Harris didn't pass? I mean,
man, he died 2 times.
Think about House
Party. Same thing with Bernie though.
Yeah, but think about. But I mentioned in this context, think about Robin Harris if he didn't pass. Think about House Party 3. Think about that dinner table scene with Bernie Mac, Ronaldo Ray, Simply Mal, all of them at the dinner table. Picture Robin Harris at that table with them.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You have any idea? It was already laugh out loud funny anyway. But you throw Robin up in there with them.
Yeah, he went too soon, man. He went way too soon, bro. Yeah, he went way too soon, man.
Yeah, man. Same with Bernie Mac, man. Bernie was just about to get the keys to the city, man.
Yeah. It'll never be enough, man.
Bernie Mac and Robin Harris being brothers on the same movie. Man, come on, bro. Come on, right?
Now the remake Sanford and Son, I heard years ago there was someone entertaining the thought of that. I heard it in throughout the but I didn't hear nothing ever become of it. And we was talking about it, I think, in the break room some years ago. Like, man, who would play this? Or who would play Fred? Who would play Lamont? Who would play Grady? Who would play Lucky Leroy? You know,
They
Skillet,
take a
Bump.
hell of a motherfucker to play Elster, boy.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
gotta
think
have
Leslie
somebody
can play
playing
him.
Julio. You can't
She can
leave
play
out
him.
Julio. You
The
can't leave
comedian,
out Elster.
what's that? Leslie. That's her name. J-Rock.
Who?
Leslie. Is that her name?
Yeah, that's her name.
Oh, yeah.
She
Let's
definitely can play her. Yeah, she definitely can play her. See,
Yeah,
without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt, hands down. She got Esther down. Now, who could play Rollo? I don't know who could play Rollo.
Yeah.
Maybe Cat
Rollo.
Williams, probably. Maybe Cat Williams.
Man,
Maybe
Rollo.
Cat Williams play Rollo. And I can see, I can see who Mike Epps can play one of them characters.
Who Grady?
Mike Evans might be able to play Rollo.
You think he can play Lamar?
Mike Evans look like he might be able to pull off Rollo.
No, I think Cat Williams. Yeah, I think Cat Williams. His punchline and how he delivers. I think Cat Williams will fit into that Rollo character when you think about it like that. But I think Mike Epps can play a good Lamont.
Who play the police?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Smitty and Hoppy. Oh, that's a good one.
Get old Clifton Powell to play the black man.
Yeah. Now, oh man, the power that Joker, man, he might even do Lamont, bro.
Hey, what the dude named Cliff, the one that said he was Lamont Daddy.
Hey, Big Money Grip.
Big Money Grip. Oh, Big Money Grip.
And he turned around and said, and then he turned and said, well, what brings you back in town? It said, Lamont's my son. Boy, Esther Stuff said, what did you say, nigga?
Fred, let's go beat the hell out of him. That's the first time Fred and Esther was on the same team for real. Oh man. Man, that's classic, man. I have to watch the
she pretty. Elsa said, beauty. He said, beauty is skin deep or some shit.
Ugly to the bone. Hey, J-Rock, my favorite episode. It's a lot of them, bro. But the two that stand out, y'all probably gonna agree, is when what's the neighbor, the Jewish neighbor, when they had to shoot at Lamont brought that antique gun home that was 200. That boy right, Goldstein, the one with Goldstein, and the one with the coffin. The one with the coffin.
Boy, he said, shit, Fred say, if you bring that coffin in his house, Lamont, I'm sleeping outside in the truck.
Oh, the truck felt like gasoline. I just slept on worse than in the trenches. They had trenches.
A couple of my favorites are when Lamont and Rollo got the opportunity to be in a movie and they were trying to be a porno.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I forgot about
this one, J-Rock. JoJo Jackson. I'm gonna break both of your jaws, sucker. He said we done took him to Grady said we done took him to Reverend Ike and everybody.
And also the other one that I remember was,
wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I came out that Joker. Hey, nephew, that Joker was so scared, bro. He started hopping for his face. He put his hands up in the air. He breathed. And Joker say, now praying ain't gonna help you, no. You don't get up from that. The little fuck got up and started hollering and screaming. Joker said, whoa. Boy, I keep watching that Joker, boy. J-Rock, my body hurt. Boy, I be laughing so hard.
When I get off of here, tonight, I'm either go watch Heat of the Night or I'm gonna watch Sanford and Son. Well, I can watch that shit every day.
I got the actual hard copy of the episode. I didn't watch it.
Boy, the fucking Social Security son goddamn graded that extra that extra.
Oh man, Mr. Haystack, Mr. Haystack.
Well, Grady started getting them damn checks.
Oh boy. I like the way Brady broke that down. They told me when I get there. So every year they've been on my check for all these years. So every year they told me I was going to get it back at the end of my retirement.
And
You damn
he
fool,
said, and he said, I figured that I'm
I'm
on
old.
this one, the last two, and one more.
One more.
Grady turned and run eyes on that.
Right. Right.
That's how he got that check and went straight to the casino, boy. He came
Right
back
there.
casino and broke his ass. Then he got to deal with it when you come
Hey,
back.
y'all remember this? Y'all remember the episode when Rollo and Lamont was trying to have a little action, and Lamont had messed his arm up, so his arm was in the sling, and Esther went through the back and got up there. You know what I'm saying? And Esther came out and said, "Oh, and broke his arm, Jesus."
Man, I heard her. Pandora, man. She used to talk shit in her stand up. She used to do her stand up. She used to talk so much shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Esther.
yeah.
I tell you another one of my favorite episodes, the card game when Fred had when Lamont had the guys coming over, Rooster and Coco Buck and Matthews.
Yeah. Peter Matthews.
And the Fred kept trying to tip Lamont to what they were doing. Say, don't do it. Don't do it.
Right.
And then he got them out the house. Lamont came back. Fred saw Fred won all that money, had all their clothes laid out on the table.
Those see-through glasses.
Hell no, when Grady came for the fight, when they were trying to watch the fight, and Julio Rollo sold the goddamn TV to Fred.
Oh yeah.
Goddamn, Grady, that's my set. This ain't your set. This set.
Right. And TikTok.
Grady, we got the police on Fred.
Right. Fred, I'm gonna knock that snuff out your mouth. Oh, man.
I watched the what's it called with Fred. I watched the interview with Fred. Man, he said he was high on every episode. He was high. Most of the episodes of Sanford Son, he was high when they recorded it, and he didn't even go on no script or nothing.
Wow. Yeah. I know you did. They say he did a lot of improvise. Yeah, and some. Yeah. I think I saw one of them, but yeah, I think I vaguely remember that nephew. Yeah.
Wow. They showed it though. They showed like his career, like how him, and then when he passed away and shit. I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, just look how they did our celebrities back in the day, man. They put the drugs right along with the money, man. It hurt him, man. It hurted me. I didn't know Richard Pryor was, like that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Richard Pryor had all the stories of what he went through. Golly.
James Brown too.
Yep. And also don't forget, Red Fox passed away in the middle of trying to make another comeback because he had that sitcom with him and Della Reese.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And Fred and Red Fox was about to go ahead and make, and I think they had already done one episode. They're supposed to do the second because the season just started. Ironically, Lawrence Tate, aka Old Dog from Menace, he was on the show because it was called The Royal Family, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
I think Red Fox's daughter and her family, with her 3 kids, were moving in with them.
Yeah. The thing about that is though, y'all, is that you got to be, I don't know, man. I don't know the word for it, but you get stuck into a role and it's like it kind of cripples you. You have tremendous, talent and skill, but it's the way the business is, you know what I mean? And how the numbers look and, their anticipation of what it's going to do, you know what I mean? Some actors get stuck like that. You know what I mean? And they do look stuff here and there, but it's like it's so many things we can mention that made it that we just don't see. You know, like the I can't even think of some things, man. But y'all get my point. You know,
I
yeah.
just imagine like how our people like, and that just let you know that the industry was giving the drugs to these to the people, to the colored people, man. But what the fuck were these people finding pure coke, pure drugs from that they were doing? Like it was crazy, man. So much, like even with Ray, like that goes to show you, man. When you look at Ray, this man was blind, and they still his blindness didn't even call. They still put him on drugs.
Right.
The
Yeah,
blind man.
and
The
see that
nigga
was
can't even
supposed.
see what y'all doing. He can't see the contract. He can't see shit. Y'all still put drugs in him too, shooting him up.
And see, Ray was
That's
on
what's
to
up.
it. And see, and what did old boy say? Hey, I'm not trying to cheat you, man. But he knew exactly what was going. But the other guy knew what was going on also.
Right. Right. Hey, I was thinking of this earlier. This might be somewhat controversial and debatable, for lack of a better word. Go back to Mr. Kelly. Just my thinking. Walk with me, chat and panel. After being done the way I have been done as an artist, my heart, my blood, my sweat, my tears, my passion, all the criticism and everything that I, you know what I mean, been put into this game of R&B music. I gave it everything that's in my depth of my soul. Do you all think, and forgive me for how I'm going to phrase it, that he should even be concerned or feel the pressure or feel responsible for once he get out, get settled and get his stuff all together, and when he deemed necessary and when he want to even do what people, because I hear a lot of stuff said and I think it's coming from a good place, but at the same time I wondered, have we ever thought about what does Mr. Kelly want once he get out and get himself settled and relocate to whatever you're going to do, whatever direction? I think he still want to do music, but I don't think he want to be limited to that. I think he want to write scripts and do things of that nature. But do you think he should feel like I should come out and rebirth and rescue that which was really, you know what I mean, bogus toward me? You kind of get where I'm at, J Rock?
Before or after he files those multiple lawsuits?
Okay.
Because I think before he does anything else, he needs to go ahead and address that first.
Okay.
He needs to go ahead, in order for him to really move forward and be able to do everything that he wants to do. He's got to address the wrongs that have been done to him first.
Okay.
Because if he tries to move forward, and a lot of those wrongs that go unchecked, then them same potential roadblocks gonna still be in his way. So you got to address those roadblocks first before he even think about going forward. Because it's like you driving in a car and like, okay, my car broke down because I went over this speed bump.
Right.
But then I had to give a car fix. You go back to the same area, but that speed bump's still there. You still driving over it. No.
Right.
You got to go ahead and do whatever you can to either get around it or get that thing removed before you can actually go forward.
Right.
Yep, and bury the lies once and for all as well.
You said what now, Lex?
Yeah.
I said, and bury all the lies once and for all.
Okay.
That needs to be done as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Lex said, I mean, do a multiple exorcism as far as all the narratives that's been put out against him, and everybody who has had a hand in those narratives need to be held accountable.
Yes.
So that way, their credibility gets shot. So they're the last people that need to be talking about him again. And and there's a long laundry list of a whole lot of people.
So now, Now that we lay that foundation, after him getting settled, getting himself together, get married, whatever you want to do with his personal life, how you want to relocate all of that, would you continue J Rock or Lex or nephew writing for artists, or would you just yield back for not ever do that, or just hold back on that and just focus on your? Would you follow Matt? How would if you was killed, J Rock? How would you maneuver moving forward?
I would
Not
still,
you holding no grudge or anything. You didn't got through that. You didn't heal. You're not even giving that no energy. But would you feel the pressure or the obligation that I must come and save that which wasn't faithful to me, how I was faithful to it? You get what I'm at?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you like this. You know, R. Kelly has always said it himself the best. He said, you know, music found him. Music is what he is. He's a student of it, and doing that. R. Kelly with music and when he's been to R&B is like Bruce Lee with martial arts.
Yes, I agree 100%.
You cannot turn that shit off.
Yeah.
It's who he is. He's going to continue to do it, whatever the case may be. Any great ideas that's going to come up in that man's head, it's going to come up. He's going to continue to do it, and I think now I do believe he's going to be focused on the artists that haven't spoken out against him. That's got a really open mind in regards to working with. I believe he'll do that. He'll start with that first.
Shit, a lot of people gonna reach out to him for music when he get out because they know he gonna have a lot of that shit in his head.
Right.
Yeah. I have, and to add to that, I have Miss Bungine on my side for the legal part of it, so it won't be no janky stuff going on. So you can't be sitting there saying I did this and I did that, because I got somebody legally that's gonna be sound, with a sound mind. That way, we won't be going through this same stuff all over again. That'd be one of the main things that I would do. I have some legal counsel right there beside me at all times, so this stuff won't happen again.
Yeah.
That's good, Max. That's good. Yeah.
And also too, I think he's gonna have the perfect platform to do it. I mean, he'll basically be able to take over the Lifetime network and just call it RKTV.
Right. Right. Yeah. Real talk. Establish his own, like we supposed to been doing anyway. But I definitely would, if I was him personally, I would relocate outside of the United States. I would just do that.
Oh,
that's look at what they doing with Bill Cosby. Shit, they still fucking with Bill.
Yeah.
This point.
Yeah.
I would definitely entertain that thought for sure. Yeah. Because there's not going to be too many places that won't take him.
Right.
You know, they're going to be in, and then he becomes successful, and then what's going to make it so funny? Some of the same black people going to be like, okay, he got out, but he going to leave the country. You don't want to stay and help black people. He's like, dude, y'all the same motherfuckers that had him hemmed up in this bullshit anyway.
Right. I'm not responsible for it.
Stick around.
I don't owe y'all nothing. Y'all owe you know, if anything is owed, he is owed. So that's what I'm thinking. I wouldn't feel the pressure that like I don't owe y'all nothing. I don't owe y'all nothing. I don't have to wait for nobody else. That's where I'm at with it. I need some time to really heal for the devastation, the impact that tried to take my life and existence on this planet Earth. And all those who knew that I was thorough, that I was a man of integrity and principle. Whether or not you like my Playboy lifestyle that came with being a rock star, it's a whole nother scenario. But that's not illegal. You know what I mean? And none of you all will stand up and come together in strength and say, no, my man's not even like that. He's not even down with no stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't owe none of y'all nothing.
He said it all, I admit.
Yeah. I'm not coming to say nothing. If y'all couldn't do nothing while I was gone, when I was sat down and had my leave of absence for a minute, and y'all didn't make nothing happen, get ready. Because when I come out, I'm moving. And if you ain't where you need to be, oh well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You feel me? Y'all feel me?
Yeah.
I know I love-
They done had time for R&B,
Yeah,
Usher, Chris Brown, and everybody done had time to make many records, but hey,
there you
they
go.
ain't done nothing.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
And see, and that's one of the questions I had. Like people saying that like Neo mentioned talking about that he was better than R.Kelly in one interview. Now my question is, now I'm not I wasn't trying to just soft shoot at past nobody, but because I already know that's a damn joke anyway. But the question is, if you are better, why is R&B still in the same shape it's in?
Talk to me, J-Rock. Talk to us.
You would be the one that actually be able to help hold the band of R&B up anyway. If that's the case.
That's it. Now that solidifies what we started off at the title of Big Rock subject for the day, y'all. That's it. J-Rock said it. That's it. That's it. There you go. There you go.
J-Rock and Muse, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say it again.
All right.
You take that Buffet album,
you
whoop everybody ass with that Buffet album. Everybody. I don't care if it's goddamn what's his name, Miguel, Chris Brown, Jacquees, all of them.
Oh, that
just line them up and whoop everybody ass.
Yeah, he let me down. He let me down when he made that statement, man. And then that joker turned around and did a song with, Donnell Jones and remember that album he did with Donnell Jones there? And I forgot the other album. And so I know that's
Jones, I think it was Donnell Jones, Carl Thomas,
right,
and Dave Hollister.
Yep, that's it, J-Rock. Yep, that's it. And don't get me wrong, the song was cold. I mean, the whole of it was man, but I know that really was to his head. Allegedly, you know what I mean? But when he was backstage and he disrespected the OG Keith Sweat, man, and Keith Sweat responded and handled it like a smooth OG. He was just out of order, and then he started to try to, I guess, realize what he was saying and try to backpedal. I'm like, nephew, boy, you ain't even got your foot wet in the game, and you coming in saying stuff like that to legends like that, Tommy. You the new, king of R&B for your era, and then you gonna disrespect Keith Sweat in his face. I'm like, okay, yeah, see, well, that's a lot of man. That's a I yield back. I yield back.
Keith Sweat got multiple skins in the game. Man has had multiple platinum albums. He's been part of some of the he's had legendary duos and groups. The collaborations between him and Gerald Levert were legendary.
Oh yeah. Hey, what was that concert that Keith Sweat had? I forgot what he was. When kellz was out doing his thing, and he invited kellz on, and kellz came out on the stage with him.
I forgot, but it was in Chicago.
Oh, was it?
It was in Chicago.
Man, that was cold. I saw a little clip of that J-Rock. I said, look at the two legends on stage together. What?
Yeah. I think it was Chris Brown. I think it was Chris Brown.
Yeah, Chris Brown.
I know that when Trey Songz and Chris Brown did something, they brought kellz out. Mm-hmm. And then Escape had brought them out doing it. But no, it was a concert that Keith Sweat was doing.
Yep.
And he brought out.
Oh, Chris Brown loved R.Kelly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Give him every interview. They try to get him to. No, he holds state to his guns, boy. He don't disrespect that man. None. Talking about he don't even do that. He said, man, that ain't even no comparison. You know what I mean? I respect that about him, man. Yep.
Real. They said real recognize real.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, he did. That's exactly what he said. Yep.
I'm picturing in my head what an R.Kelly produced Chris Brown album would sound like.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now that song they got together is that sucker hitting real hard. I know that.
Ooh.
Chris Brown and R.Kelly, they got a song together. I can't think of the name of it, but that sucker hitting real hard. I think it's on Chris Brown album, that X album, that Red X on it.
Okay, I'm about to look that up then. I can't think of what it is.
I mean, you just if you take a look at everything that he has done, and then the stuff he hasn't had a chance to do yet. I mean,
Right.
I mean, like I said, I'm telling you, I would love if R. Kelly were able to team up and write and produce a project for New Edition. I promise you, it would breathe new life into R&B if that would ever happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would breathe new life into R&B without question. And not to mention the fact also that if you look at the other artists that he can help bring back, I'm telling you, let Jaheim wind up having an album because R. Kelly wrote a song for Jaheim also.
Yeah, I would love to see him help them get back, man. That would be awesome, J-Rock. Yeah, you took that right out of my thoughts. Yeah, I've been thinking about him for a while, man. Like, yeah, that would be the person to help revive him, man.
Yeah, because Jaheim kind of got that little, he got that little Teddy Pendergrass kind of thing with him.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be awesome, bro. That'd be unexpected too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, they have something in common to understand the struggle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that'd be sharp, man. That could happen, man.
Yeah, something like kellz and Mario.
Yeah, Mario got some vocals.
Yeah.
Mario already said, you know, R. Kelly is the GOAT of mine. I still listen to his music every day to this day.
Yeah. That's respect right there. That's respect right there, man.
Yeah. Man, well, shit, man. We've been on here. Most definitely came on here to chop it up with y'all. I got plans tomorrow to go to church.
Okay.
Join the church.
Okay.
Go to church tomorrow. Get my mind right with the Lord.
Right.
Give him a little bit of my time because he has been blessing me.
Right.
And I don't want to take that for granted. J-Rock, man, you know. I think we're gonna have to start doing a Saturday, like it's gonna have to be the Saturday, get it in on Saturdays.
Right.
Before Kingpin and Crook. Come on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you got to prepare for that one, boy, because they be off the meter.
That Kingpin, hell, boy.
Yeah.
I had to take a recess up there when I was listening to it at work. I had to take me a break. They be gone, boy.
I know. I'll be right there, man. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, everybody in the chat. I put that song I was talking about. I put it in the chat, both chats. It's a link, so you just click on the link and you'll hear it. R.Kelly and Chris Brown.
Oh, okay.
If y'all hadn't heard it yet.
All right, and I see Daddy B in the chat said Anthony Hamilton and kellz.
Oh yes, indeed.
Yeah. I saw him here in Chicago at the Airy Crown, J-Rock. Oh my goodness.
Anthony Hamilton, my boy, man.
Very underrated, dude. He's very underrated, man.
Shit, that's like Kim, man. Same shit, man. Kim, nice as fuck.
He can be here next month at the Horseshoe Casino, I think it is. America, Horseshoe Casino. Yeah.
Well, when you listen to Anthony Hamilton, boy, I don't know why I got this image of fried catfish and brown liquor when I listen to Anthony Hamilton.
You gotta say that.
Man.
Fried catfish with the bone.
If you're listening.
Man, boy, I don't know who Charlene is, but man, you need to call that dude. God.
Right.
Woo.
Yeah. Hey, do you remember that album? I forgot the name, but on the song that's on there, like, is Her Heart, J-Rock.
Won't let me lose her.
Yeah. Her Heart. Yeah. Woo, man.
And that she cried.
Man. Woo, man.
Oh yeah.
Woo, man.
I like it, man. Music Soul Child. They got a point when they talk about R&B. Because Music Soul Child was nice.
Yeah, he
was another one.
Whatever happened to him, J-Rock? What happened with his? Cause it's like I just don't hear nothing from him.
Was it a verses? Did music do verses?
Yeah, he did a music.
He did a verses.
I'm trying to remember.
Was it Anthony Hamilton, or was it?
It might have been because his his baby mom for 702 popped up.
Yeah.
Oh
I think it
wow.
was him and Anthony Hamilton who did the verses against each other.
Mm. Wow.
That's when it first popped off.
And speaking of 702, man, I missed them groups, man. Like 702. I think Brownstone did something recently. You know, I think they did some new material recently. You know, and Total, the group Total, man, missed them female groups back, man. The 90s was the stuff, man. I don't care what nobody say, man.
It was.
The
Boys
90s.
to Men, Uncle Sam. I felt so bad for Uncle Sam, boy. They broke Uncle Sam hard. He ain't put another song out, boy.
Right, yeah.
All them, man. Boys to Men,
Yeah.
Jodeci,
Yeah.
H-Town,
The
112, Jagged Edge.
Was it So
Silk,
Real? So
Shine.
Real. Yeah, I think the name of the group was So Real.
Soul for Real.
Yeah. Them. Yeah.
Soul
Yeah.
for Real.
Perfect Gentlemen. Perfect Gentlemen. I remember that group. Yeah. There's a lot of
EJ say Uncle Sam ain't pastor now. I bet that woman fucked him off, man. That had to be a real story. That was not no made up song.
Wow.
Yeah. And we all remember what happened with High Five. We all remember that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And what about the Troop?
Oh, Troop. Oh, yeah.
I'm
Troop
not,
came out late 80s, around 88.
Yeah.
Because they came, because I remember they came to my hometown with Keith Sweat.
Okay.
Keith Sweat's first album had dropped. And Troop came to my hometown. And it was Troop and Keith Sweat.
Wow.
Ready for the World. They were like the protege of Prince, seemed like.
Yeah.
They had them Jerry curls.
Well,
yeah. Oh, Ready for the World. Oh yeah. I remember that. Oh yeah.
And Ready for the World, boy.
Yeah.
But you get a slow jam by Ready for the World, well, you know it's going down.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Right.
You ain't gotta do nothing else. Just let it play.
Yeah. Man, that night, that's why I said, Lex, I said, if you had, I told somebody just a while ago, y'all, I said, if you had a party, you got to, family members all ages, and you wanted to, you might not be able to play their top, but you wanted to be able to come down their street, so to speak. I said, if you play the 70s, you play the 80s, you play the 90s, and you got the early 2000s, you can touch the R&B, you can touch the new R&B they got there, you can touch the hip hop, you can touch the house music, you can touch the stepping. I said, man, that's it. You got everything. The reggae. I said, man, that's the party right there. Everybody should be fed, man. Everybody should be fed, man.
Yeah. And also, I gotta say this also. I don't know if we got a chance to say this, but I'm gonna say this also. Rest in peace to Rudolph Isley.
Oh yeah, I became up.
Yeah. And that rest in
the oldest brother, right? He was the oldest, right?
I believe so. I'm trying to remember the order because I want to say it was it Rudolph, R.Kelly, then Ronald, and then Marvin, and then Ernie. Because I know they had a couple other sisters, and I think they had a couple other brothers. Right. And Chris Jasper was the brother-in-law because he married one of the sisters.
Okay.
So I know the 6 for sure. I just don't remember the order. I want to say Ronald is the 3rd oldest.
Okay.
Or was he the 2nd? Because I know it was like I think the top 3 was Rudolph, R.Kelly, and Ronald. I believe.
Ernie before him?
I think so. Because they did that 3+3 album.
Wasn't Ernie the youngest?
Was he the youngest?
He might have been. He might be the youngest.
It was either Ernie or Marvin.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Ernie was the originator, I believe. From what I read, I'm not sure if that's true or not. I think he was the originator. He could be the oldest as well.
I think Ernie was the one that I think Ernie came along in the I want to say late 60s, early 70s when Ernie came along and he started playing the guitar more and more. But I remember when the group first formed, it was Rudolph, I think R.Kelly and Ronald. But they came out like in the late 50s.
You right, Child. We forgot about mid condition, Child. You correct. Yeah, we forgot about. How can you forget about mid condition?
Oh, Mid Condition was the last was like the last great band.
Yeah, yeah. And they've been recently doing some tours together, doing some things. You know.
I've seen Mid Condition live before. They put on a good show.
Yeah.
Y'all see Shy? Y'all see Shy too?
Man, forgot about Shy, man. Shy and the Rude Boys.
Oh yeah, I had mentioned Shy and what you call and EJ mentioned the group called In Phase because one of their singles was a R. Kelly produced track called "Spend the Night," which came out in '94.
Oh.
And I remember that song too. And I think that I want to say that was before Changing Faces came out, just before. I think.
Ooh, that was my group too, man. I love the Changing Faces.
Changing Faces.
I like it. They sound, man. Yeah, I love that good sound, man. That man, you are them old groups of the 70s, Lex. You know what I mean? The other day, I was listening to some groups. You know what I mean? I'll be listening to some stuff from the Spinners, man, and some of the Shy Lights, man. Just, whoo, man, I miss that era, man. Miss that era.
Shy Lights and those Spinners, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That boy had some vocals.
Yes, sir. And who's the other? Bloodstone. You don't hear stuff like that no more, man. Yeah, that was good music. Yeah. Timeless music. And that's what makes kellz so to where you got to just give him his due, bro. That even when he's not around, bro, it's almost like Pac's situation. When Pac got in prison, his album, Me Against the World, which is my favorite album, everybody that know me think they know me. All the friends and all, they always thought it was All Eyes on Me. No, it was Me Against the World. If you ever listen to me talk and how I express myself, you know Me Against the World was my favorite album. But Pac was in prison. Pac was in prison, and he at that time, now J-Rock probably can help me out with this. I don't know at what level Bruce Springsteen was as far as his numbers, but Pac Me Against the World album, I think it was in the Billboard 200. I think I'm gonna say J-Rock. Pac's album beat out Bruce Springsteen. He was #1 in that year, '95.
Might have been the Billboard Hot 100, I think.
Well, okay.
I gotta research that. But,
right.
But it was #1 for sure.
You see what I'm saying? So when you have artists like that do that and they're in prison, like hell, he ain't even did no music because he can't, and his stuff is streaming more and playing more, man. And I'm out here in the streets, you know what I mean, in clubs and stuff like that. He's talking to DJs. They still got his stuff in rotation. And it's a month that they play it. Begging kellz stuff, man. That's timeless music, man. And like Lex said, that Buffet album went back in the time machine and just gave you everything, bro. You can't trust that, man. They can't even trust that.
Can't live without it, man. Just like breathing air. You can't live without it.
That's it. In the words of MC Hammer, can't touch this. That's a powerful line, nephew. We needed this one, nephew. You know you've been making that adjustment on the new gig and, you know, trying to get your routine down, nephew. But, man, this been a blessing today. You know, I can't speak for nobody else, but I know this was a blessing to me.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is my opinion. Once R. Kelly get through come on, he start writing songs. I want to hear R. Kelly write a song about the Cheesecake Factory, just because how he had a date at the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh,
because I don't know if y'all don't know about this. There's this one lady that said that she was on a date, and and she said, "Well, this man took me to the Cheesecake Factory. I'm not even getting out the car."
Yeah, that. Oh, I'm finna call her a heifer, man. Yeah, they on social media. They've been lighting her up. Different platforms. I've been looking at. They rock. They've been like Crystal Cure did a. She did a piece on her. It's been a lot of jokers lighting her up. She's been trying to backpedal. She's been trying to backpedal.
They need to put a skit together and put it in the movie. And have
Right.
50 pound, take her up there and watch what 50 pound do to
Right. Oh, sucks, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, these out here, man. These folks, man.
yeah. I gotta ask y'all a question. Do y'all think that R. Kelly should file a lawsuit against Jada Pinkett also?
on the red table.
Yeah, because remember, she had that Red Table Talk with Lisa Van Allen was on that show too.
I didn't watch that or see the piece of that.
I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw the clip. Well, I saw like half of it, and I saw they were talking about his. They were talking about, and Lisa Van Allen was telling her side of the story. I didn't hear them mention the fact that she was in the court the first time, and then she was deemed as being non credible.
Right.
Because I don't even think they talked about that part.
Probably not. Of course not. You ain't gonna talk about that.
But I'm sure they're not gonna do it.
Yeah. They day is coming. You see what happened to they boy DJ Envy.
Oh yeah.
See, everybody that's been taught. I'll let you say it. I'll deal back to J Rock on that. He said it best.
I said everybody that has been talking bad or had that man's name in their mouth in a negative way, been catching their own private hell.
And man, they catching it. It's like a tsunami of stuff coming around down, Lex.
Yeah, now all of a sudden DJ Envy now all of a sudden trying to backpedal, trying to say that you know that he's just as much as being had the wool pull off his eye like everybody else. Dude, you told other people to try to get involved in this shit.
Yeah. But did you want this? I was on Spitting Fire channel some days ago, and she had a interview, not the interview, but I guess it was his wife got a podcast or something she does or something, but it was the both of them nevertheless. And he was talking about how, he used to, take some electronics out of I think it was Sam's Club or Walmart. One of them. And and it's almost like, allegedly from my listening, it's almost like his wife was throwing him under the bus and asked him leading questions. And anytime it seemed like he wasn't fine, she would interject. No, that was something. And she kept saying a couple of times during the talk that he was doing, well, this was something that I didn't never know about. I found all this. You know what I mean? It's almost like she wasn't trying to. I'm just listening to this. I'm like, wow. Who really does that? What kind of? That's supposed to be your rider. Who actually? You got to hear it. You know what I mean? Spitting Fire had it on one of the things he did some days ago. And I happened to listen to that little piece on my way home from work. I said, look at here. See, everybody doesn't say something. See, see,
stuff.
Yeah. Hell, man.
I mean, you got let's see, you got that, and then
he ain't open up his mouth.
And because I heard one of Spitting Fire's lives also, and then I was talking about how she pulled up an article talking about DJ Envy's involvement. In the article, it didn't mention DJ Envy by name. It said a celebrity disc jockey has been implicated, but it didn't say DJ Envy's name.
Wow.
Which is basically saying like, okay, you trying to keep that man name out of that spotlight for whatever reason. You trying to keep it out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's put it like this: everybody that did wrong in the name of Mr. Kelly is gonna be like that Jigsaw movie. They all gonna be hollering.
Right. Hey EJ, you right. Hey EJ, Me Against the World and Machiavelli are my two favorites. When I think about All Eyes on Me, I think about Pac had a lot of stuff on his chest he had to get out. and he showed he's the first person that put the double album of a rap album together. He opened the door for that, and you can see how he collabed with a lot of people, which what kellz did. You know what I mean? So it just showed his artistry and his versatility. You know what I mean? It really set him apart from a lot of artists because he had a lot of different sounds on there. You know what I mean? And it was a good commercial. It was a good commercial album, but he gave us a lot, and you really didn't back then. You even had to pay that much for that double album. You know what I mean? And that Joker went 10 times platinum, man. You know what's heard of J Rock during that time?
You said
No, it wasn't heard of. It wasn't heard of at all. Because
every song on that was slamming. Every song.
Yeah, and then when Biggie passed, his second album wound up as a double album.
Man, I wish he just would have had a little bit more material, though, J Rock. Man, he hadn't really even scratched the pad. You know what I mean? And you can hear some of his stuff now, like, whoa. I looked at that song that he did with kellz, man. I'm like, get the heck out of here. I say, what? Like, boy, they better get out talking about kellz versus Usher. Man, we done with that conversation. Next.
whoever even try to formulate something like that, they got to be on some serious dope.
They got to. Hey, and the word applies in one of his albums, where the words apply. He said he did that song called Issues. Play that song by Plies called Issues. He said, like my grandmother said, your bread ain't done.
They need to be in an all white straight jacket, and they need to go to that same island Leonardo DiCaprio was on that movie called Shutter Island. They need to go right there.
or the one with Tom Cruise or Tom Hanks was on. And he had a friend he made the doggone soccer ball called named Wilson.
Yeah. They need to go right there because that right there don't even make no sense.
It don't. It don't. Nothing but foolishness, man. Nothing but foolishness, man.
That's just like on Dead President when a homegirl and asking to pull up on Cuddy pull up on him. She trying to induce him, but then as soon as she say, and this is just pull off on him when they come up with something else like that. You don't even give them time to even get it out their mind. Just pull off on
them. Yes, sir. These dope is crazy, J Rock. Oh man, bro.
And these people steadily trying to push Usher. Who else do you got? Y'all say R&B ain't dead. You got all these other. Who else y'all got to push?
Hey, they got enough time, J Rock. They've been given sufficient amount of time while he been on vacation. They've been getting enough time. They better hurry up because once he get out, a wrap. It's a wrap.
And then you got Gerald Griggs, Mr.
That dope.
Head like the Great Kazoo from the Flintstones.
Right. Yeah, he do.
Sitting up there talking about trying to say R. Kelly's career has been a fake for 30 years. Talking about he's only get on his career for to get access to young women and girls. Never mind anything, and even by him saying that bullshit, you basically had totally disrespected the message, the life and the work of Lena McClinton.
Yeah. That was foul. That was straight evil, man. That was straight evil, J Rock. You're right. That was straight evil, man. Yeah.
That was and the fact that Lifetime decided to put that woman in that docuseries, knowing that woman had been battling dementia for years.
Right. Yeah, that's foul. That just lets you know, J Rock, the list, and I had to be honest and realize, J Rock, and I didn't understand it to this depth, how deceitful and grimy and low down and evil, man, and what list these people will go through, man. And that's what it looks like when a person's soul is dark. I can't put it no other way. when evil has manifested off of you and you have given yourself over to that and your soul is dark like that, that's what it looks like. And when a person gets themselves in a contract or scenario in the business to do this and say, and afterward you say, whoa, I hear you and I understand what I said, but I ain't not on that. You know what I mean? I really don't want no part of that, man. I ain't really trying. Oh yeah, but remember, you didn't see the fine print and all this. So now you done made your mark and you got your impact. Okay, now you want to pull back from this. It's okay. Well, you got your choice to do that, but here's the price you're going to pay for doing that. Remember, we got influence in the media. We can influence social media, the perception, especially from your culture. Y'all don't study and read nothing. You're gonna go with the narrative. And then we didn't study y'all. We do a lot of stuff in apps and all of that. So we got y'all temperament. We know the button suppress. We know how to gauge your emotions, all of that. You know, that putting that music in the Lifetime music like it was dark and eerie, like it was Jason, or Freddy Krueger, some crap like that. And people ate that stuff up and didn't even use your brain that you got in your soul. I hear people say, oh my God, be talking stuff. I don't even engage in the conversation. I know you ain't researched nothing. No, you ain't looked into nothing. And if you pull back the layers, you got people in their damn 30s and 40s and 50, man, still dealing with hurt and pain from their damn childhood that they refuse to address. So anytime they hear some stuff like that, it hit a nerve. That's real sick to walk around in life. What purpose you serving on the planet then? Everywhere you touch, you poison and destroy. So I just realized it's just what it is. Some people just can't be saved, Lex, and ain't no talking to them. They just gonna die off just like that. It is what it is. But I ain't finna let you mess up my goodness and my prosperity and my destiny and take my peace and my joy away from me. So how we gonna do it? We gonna keep putting out the goodness. We gonna keep walking in integrity. We gonna keep on challenging the narrative and put out these receipts. How you like me now?
Right. What I'm gonna add to that, Mr. Muse, and my brothers and my comrades is you got so many people out here invested in the lie that they can't even hear the truth. They can't see it, they can't hear it, they can't
They
do
don't
none of
want
that.
it.
So
They don't want it.
they invested in too deep.
When they say you want the truth, you can't handle the truth.
Right. She shot to Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise.
Also say that that the lie is more entertaining than the truth.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's so crazy, but that's true.
that's true, man. See that truth gonna stand on its own. That lie gonna need a crowd. He gonna carry a crowd with you all the time. You know what I'm saying?
That truth make us run for the border too when it start coming out. Because once it really start coming out, not just with us researching and just putting out facts and everything. Once the media or somebody hits the right hands and they just go ahead and say, well, this is what really happened. And everybody gonna tuck their tail and run. Oh, I knew it all along. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You wasn't even talking about it. You was against it.
Yeah. I think now it's so much. The thing. Just looking back, even at this article with Jim Derogatis wrote in 2008, all this shit, it's just prevalent that like with the climate, with society, what society is moving in this with this women, it's because of society. You see Jada Pinkett doing the shit that she doing to Will Smith because society gonna support her because guess what? You supposed to believe everything women say, but is that shit like it's so crazy, bro? That it's like role reversal, man. They done flipped it over to make the women feel empowered, and now they're using their power, and they are destroying relationships. They were destroying lives. They out here sending people to prison falsely, all type of shit because we living in the era of believe all women.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also, I'm gonna piggyback a little bit on the point that that Lex just said when that truth comes out and it start hitting the right hands and everybody gonna hit, and it's gonna be hit totally different. The first thing that's gonna happen, not just the fact that people gonna say, well, I knew this happened all along. The first thing that's gonna wind up happening that you're gonna get a whole lot of finger pointing among all those other people. They say, well, he said this, he said that. I just went by what he said on that. They said this. They've been saying this whole long time. I didn't know this. That's what they told me. They're gonna start finger pointing on everybody else. That's gonna be the biggest thing that's gonna happen first. So then they're gonna try to save themselves from any type of lawsuit that's gonna be coming their way. Because Bonjean already said that she's also a defamation lawyer anyway.
Right. Hey, J Rock, and nephew and Lex, do y'all have you listened to rather Big Gene Deal's platform? Have you listened to his content? The former bodyguard of Buck.
No, I haven't.
The other day, he's saying to be real quick. That man got a mind like an elephant, man. The other day I was listening to something and it blew my mind. He didn't go into detail. He didn't really get into specific, but he touched on it. He kept mentioning it constantly. Black Ground Records. And he actually mentions Barry Hankinson's name associated with Puffy, this $1 million check that he physically saw allegedly supposed to be for this company, whether this record label was supposed to be a fund or whatever he's supposed to be for. And the guy that was his, I think working with him, I forgot the dude's name. I forgot the dude's name. But when he was touching on some things, and I was like, what? And a little name came up.
Who wrote the check? The check was to who?
It's allegedly he's saying that it was either Puffy or Barry Hankinson. One of them two. This $1 million check is supposed to be for this record label, Black Ground Records. And Gene was constantly talking about Barry Hankinson's name as far as the record label, Black Ground Records. And I'm like, wasn't that the company that supposed to be record label that kellz supposed to have? Was that the name of it? Wasn't that name that kellz supposed to have? That we said that Barry kind of slipped up from under kellz. Was that Black Ground Records? Was that his name?
Yep. Yeah, that was supposed to be Black Ground because they mentioned that.
He was breaking down some stuff the other day. J Rock blew my mind. I was like, now that makes sense. Okay, that explains that. Yep. He talked about it. Yep, because it was in the vein of Mission Pop and stuff with his stuff. I said, this stuff this is associated with disconnected with a lot of stuff here, man. I'm like, so my thinking was like, wow, this was this early on strategy back then, putting this piece together, Barry Hankinson and all of this connected with Pop. How Barry Hankinson connected with Pop in there. That's what he was breaking down. And then when he mentioned the record label Black Ground, I said that was a label that I think they say kellz had that Barry got from him. I'm like, what? How the two even? I'm like, whoa. I'll send it to nephew and he can see it too. I'll send it to man. That blew my mind. I said, how they can be all associated with the thing. I said, oh my goodness. Yeah, this stuff is deeper than I thought.
It's more than a rabbit hole.
Yes, sir, it is. When I heard Barry Hankinson's name come up with that, associated with Pop, and I knew that record label, Background Records, was associated with kellz because he mentioned Aaliyah in there, was part of that label, that Black Ground Record.
That's not a rabbit hole. That's a fucking crater.
Right. Right.
The abyss. That's the abyss.
Right. and he didn't go too far. He didn't go too far with it. I'm like, I said, y'all got to listen to the guys, man. Next time we come on live. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not at all surprised about what lies beneath because what you can't see is gonna float to the surface. It's just a
Yep.
matter of time.
That's it. That's it, Lex. That's it. I believe that. I truly believe that in my soul. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, nephew. How that order coming along? I should be getting that probably another 2 weeks, right?
Hell no, not another 2 weeks. This week, I need to make sure is that BS that's basement apartment on there.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's it. That's all you need to indicate on there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, you'll have it by Wednesday or Thursday.
They already know. They already know the routine. Me and the guy upstairs is the my last owner's cousin, so we always looking out for each other, far as packages and all of that. So a regular mailman already know what the deal is. So I'm good.
Yeah, you'll have a tracking number too. Once this in the mail, you'll have a
Okay.
tracking number to know when, what day is coming and everything.
It'll come to the email, right?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. That'll work.
Nisimo, what's up?
Well, Nisimo at? Nisimo coming in. Nisimo, come your butt up on this platform. Everybody playing with you.
Oh, remember what we talked about the other night?
Yeah.
When I told you, I said, just pay attention.
Yeah.
Exactly what we talked about.
Yeah.
I say, boy, this shit crazy, man. But it's obvious at this point.
Right. Yeah. The only queen. Yeah. I got to go back and see if I can pull up some of his stuff. Yeah. Cause that stuff was deep when I heard Gene Deal talk about that. He was mentioning. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we want to have to look into that, do some little research, man. I ain't heard nothing from Senator saying, man. I hope he can get his stuff back on, J Rock. Hope he can get his stuff back going, man. I don't know what kind of challenges he done ran into, but I'm sure he did, though, you know?
Senator Sane had so much valuable information
Yes,
on the stuff that he laid out. It wasn't even funny.
I don't think that's a coincidence, though. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't because some of the stuff that I have said, Senator Sane was laying it out.
Yeah. Nisi.
Hey, babies, how y'all doing?
What's up, darling? How you doing, my dearest?
I'm good. I hear y'all bringing it in.
Like I ain't heard from you in ages. Like I ain't heard from you in ages.
Y'all heard from me? I mean, trust me. If I don't catch y'all on the live, I go back and do the I re-listen and I'm listening and everything going on.
Oh, we want to hear your voice. I ain't about to talk about none of that. We want to hear your voice. Everybody don't know none of that.
Well,
how you been doing?
You're gonna see me soon. Hopefully, Bobby coming too. But I'm coming to the shop real soon.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
we gonna do some things. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna swoop through and pick up J Rock, and he better be ready too, so we can get on this road and go do what we got to do. Yes, we going to Chicago.
All right. What's on your mind?
What you were saying regarding the guy, I can't think of his name, but that's the guy J Rock that I was telling you about. Remember? Okay, do y'all remember when we first started in this event? That's exactly what it is, an event regarding Rob's situation. This guy was not around at the time.
Okay.
Do y'all remember me? Okay, J Rock, remember me telling you that?
I think I remember
somebody that was locked up.
Oh, damn, what's his name? I think
Okay, but anyway, J Rock, what he's saying, the guy's saying is the truth. He's telling the truth. But remember when I told y'all that when Senator Sane was talking, I think it was one of his last lives that he did, because Kwame played his live, and they did the same thing to Kwame that they did to Senator Sane. Senator Sane and his wife was breaking it all the way down, and all of a sudden that man's live went. I'm saying he was in the middle of his live, and it went black, just went black, and he kept trying to come back, and but he kept coming back because he said, "I'm going to drop this information. I'm not going to leave until all this information is out." So what he had to do is upload it, do the live and then upload it, so that the people can get that information. And when he did it, Kwame did it. When Kwame did it, they did the exact same thing to Kwame. He showed the connections to the connections to the connections all the way. He went from the top all the way down.
Wow.
And Senator Sane did bring a whole lot of connections from the execs of the labels,
yes,
to the actual labels themselves, and who's profiting from what and how they're profiting.
He showed the amount and everything. He showed every freaking thing. And what they did, I'm telling you, they went in there and they I remember like yesterday, he and his wife was doing the live and it just went black. And soon as he was getting to the juicy part, that's when it went black. And they did the same thing to Kwame. And Kwame, that's when Kwame was saying, "Hold on. So if I'm hearing correctly, this is a bunch of bull. These people have been, this plot is thicker than what I thought. And if it's what is showing out to be, this man have no business being locked up." And he said, "And by the way, me being a black man, my life is in danger as well." I said, "We're just telling you what we've been saying since day one."
Wow.
But as I told J-Rock and I told a couple others, my professor when I was at Jarvis, he said to us that if they ever did anything in any way to try to take down Bill Cosby, every black man that walked the face of this earth, lives are in danger.
Yep. I remember when she said that.
Wow.
And that's what we're seeing right now, a trickle effect. And I mean, I can't say it enough. Do I want any of my black men locked up? No, I do not. I really don't. Even those that have spoke ill on Rob, I feel like there's a better way to do this. But my reasons for that is because until I see them locking theirs up, I have a problem with you locking my men up. First of all of our men are not homosexual.
Right.
Yep. That part.
And that's what they're really trying to do, to push this homosexual transgender crap into effect so that our men won't have a voice. And the sad part about it, you have black women that don't even understand that life is never in the woman, it's in the man.
Right. If you carry the seed. Yeah, man, that's biblical.
And he's not going to bring back no more Mary and Joseph. That's over and done with. That's done with. But
I'm trying to see what's going on in Miami, man. I don't know what's up with Miami, boy.
They doing too much.
These men going down to Miami, boy, and boy,
Coming
they
back,
getting
turned out.
Woo, man.
Not turned up.
I ain't even heard about that.
I got a story for y'all, as I always do. State it happened in, but just this week I was on the line, and this lady pulled up this school to where the teacher would have the kids go in the closet, cut the light out, and if they didn't come out and identify themselves as them a cookie. So that lets you know how further along with this transgender alphabet thing and the crock pot, we all like this type of stuff is going on, and it seems like there's no end to it, and everybody's just jumping on it like it's okay, but it's not okay. But that just goes to show you that the agenda they're pushing, a lot of people are not looking at that aspect of it. All they see is, well, R.Kelly is locked up, he need to be in there because this and that or the other. But that's not the case. The case is they have an agenda they're trying to push. Now it's into the elementary schools where these kids are being taught about gender, and we didn't get taught on stuff like that when we was coming up. It wasn't nothing like that. Yeah, it wasn't nothing like that.
I actually sent a letter in when my children was in school. I told the school, it's not your place to teach my children about sex education. That's my place. Because what you teach and what their parents teach is totally different from what I teach. I'm not telling my child that it's okay for you to get on birth control pills because you want to be sexually active. If you're behind make your bed hard, you're going to lie in it.
Right. Yeah.
But now a lot of people don't know that because of this Privacy Act that was passed back when Bush was in office, that's now more in effect now than it has ever been, that if your child come to you and tell you that they're no longer in their body, that they are considered, if you have a boy and he's considering himself a girl or vice versa, and you say to them that no, you're not, the child have more rights than the parent. So therefore, if the child goes back to the school and tell the school that my parents are not in agreement with how I'm feeling, they have the right as teachers to call in, whoever. So they'll remove the child from your home, but you will end up having to go back and forth to court behind it, the parent.
Yep. Not only that, you have these kids going to school and they can identify as a dog, a cat, or whatever, and if the teacher don't acknowledge it, it's like the teacher get in trouble for not acknowledging that simple thing. And a lot of people don't think it's real, but it's absolutely real. And
do y'all know what that is? You understand that's pushing Scientology.
Yep.
Right. It's trying to devalue God's creation.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's it.
That's all it comes down to.
That's what it comes down to.
Satan is behind all of that. That's why true believers got to stand up and stop keeping their mouth closed.
What up, Malik? Then you got people like Felice Johnson mad because he got kicked out of church.
Right, I heard about that.
Document.
Yeah.
What about the in the library? The guy that went to the school and was reading the book, the sex education book in the library at a PTA meeting. They tried to kick him out. And what about the white guy? I don't know if he was white or black. I just heard about it. He went to the school with some Daisy Dukes on, some heels, and the people tried to put him out of school. And y'all, he did it because the school was trying to tell the kids the proper attire to wear, and I guess they wanted him to wear adult clothes, and he came up there just to prove a point. So it's just so much stuff going on, and our kids are just they get faced with so much stuff every day. It's bad enough they got to deal with stuff, but
Exactly. But they're dealing with a lot more than what we would ever do, what we have ever dealt with, because they have a lot more, coming at them.
Yeah, they're exposed to a lot of stuff. See, we came up to a time, Nico, when TV went off.
Huh?
Wasn't no internet. If you need to do a research paper, Mama's like, you better get your butt in that library.
And you better not be acting. The first thing my parents looked at was my conduct, and if my conduct was all jacked up, I better not talk about no grades. Your grades is bad because you're in there acting up. You run your mouth.
Yeah.
And you better not come home without no books in your hand either.
Right.
Ain't no such things. Ain't got no homework. You got something.
Had homework every
night. You can never say that. You can never
you got
say
something.
that.
Like Debo said, you got something.
Right. He said, y'all didn't learn nothing. You ain't learned nothing today. Y'all didn't go over nothing today. You can't even pull that. Yeah. And here's the danger. I said this a while ago. Two things. Social media can be a tool for good, and it also has been a tool for destruction. When they
airing dirty laundry.
Yeah, when they implemented the concept of the microwave, society began to go on a downward spiral. No one no longer, even a relationship in any sort, trying to be successful business-wise, no one honors the steps and the process that it takes to really grind out, pay your dues, really learn things. Everybody want to skip and want it instantly. They don't want to get into no dynamics of a relationship and really grow into that. If it's something you don't feel like is right, then you up and gone. No longer understand what a commitment is, a devotion to honor. You know what I mean? To have, none of that. Everything is when they implement the microwave, everybody wants it quick, fast, and a hurt. You know what I mean? And that's what I think that really put a dent on society and our cultures worldwide. It really hurt us when they invented that. You can see it everywhere.
So do they even still have like speeches and stuff in the church? You know how we used to, when we come up, we had a speech for Christmas, for Easter, and different holidays. Do they still have it?
Shoot.
What you talking? Do they had like deacons and deaconesses?
Well, no. When like the kids, when they were being taught how to, because these were etiquette and things that you were taught coming up as a child.
Okay. Oh,
like
man.
How to say your speech, how to learn how to, memorizing your speech for Easter, for Christmas, and knowing the reason for Christmas, and knowing the reason for Easter, and also, sitting down and understanding, the Beatitudes and all of those things.
Right. It's man.
Some churches might. I think some churches might have it, but you got majority of the churches is more of a fashion show and a ploy to get money and who look the best and all that. That's what it's turned to that I've seen.
Yeah, I think that you got to think about it like this. You got to remember, if you believe truly in your heart, whether you at that level or not, or you still got growing to do. As long as you believe in the creational story, the biblical story, as long as you understand that concept, then you must have a heightened sense of awareness that Lucifer, who was an angelic angel that covered, was cast out and influenced a large portion of heavenly angels who was kicked out with them. Those angels are now called demons, who are real.
Demons, yes.
Who are real.
Yes.
And Lucifer, who is now Satan, which is called the devil, the accuser of the brethren, is still upset about getting kicked out.
Yep. Yeah. And doing
So he has
anything
but a
and
season. He just has but a season.
going, killing, and everything else.
He has only but a season to do the things that he does. And people don't understand that your power of choice, your free will, is the most powerful thing that human beings possess. God himself will not overstep that. It'll be guided in the direction for goodness, or you can use your power of choice and go the other direction and be influenced by the devil to do bad. That's your right as a human. That's your right that God
Now, you
put
just
in your
said
nature.
something, my brother. You said something about the deacon and deaconess. Okay, I have a question because there's men on here that and I'm being honest. And when I ask this question, I want an honest answer. Do you all believe in women pastors?
You say you all. Do you say do you all believe, or you asking me specifically,
I'm
or
talking about all the men on here. Do everyone on this panel believe in women pastors? Not preachers, but pastors. And I'm asking that for a reason.
that's gonna open a whole. That's gonna open.
I don't know about women
That's gonna
pastors.
open a whole. That's gonna open. That's gonna open a whole.
Well, the reason why,
But
and I'm
what
gonna tell
about the
you why I'm
men pastors?
asking.
What about the men pastors that's faggots? I mean, shit.
Well, no. I'm gonna get to that, but I had to ask that one first, my brother, nephew, because listen, the reason why I'm asking this: how can a woman be your pastor, but then she gotta resubmit a different way when she get home?
Man.
Good evening.
How many women know how to turn it on and turn it off?
We got
Just
somebody.
that's just like trigonometry now.
Malik. What?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm a cautiously answer that question, man. I think anybody who has a special gift can deliver the message from the God of anyone's understanding and get it across to a group of individuals who's willing to be receptive to the messenger of that particular sermon or deliverance. My brother said something when he said about the microwave and how social media has became and I know Big Val, we talked about that before on a couple of your panels. With this generation and the generations, especially this one, they have a sense of entitlement. So you're right, big homie. They don't want to go through the process of going level by level, step by step. They feel as though if my father is Big John, you're gonna give me what you give Big John, and that's not how that works. But you also have a lot of adults who want everything in an instant. I've heard a couple of grown men say, "Man, well, we got it together back, man. I should be where you are." But did you do what they did?
Right, there you go.
Did you make the sacrifices or whatever? So, I think overall that camera that was created that went on that cell phone, I'm going to put that on the phone because I remember a time where there were no phones. But if you go into a restaurant, a bodega, a nightclub, a lounge, and walk past 10 people, 8 out of the 10 gonna be on live, and they taking selfies and creating reels and
And you speaking facts, and I done witnessed with my own eyes, Malik. So I know you telling the gospel truth. And these are people that ain't no millennials always. I'm talking about people in their 40s and their 50s, man.
And then told where they live home, and
Yeah,
they all in another state, and I'm like,
yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah. To get back to that question, not really opening up because it's a lot in that. There's no way in the scripture, nowhere, nowhere, nowhere,
Speak it, baby.
nowhere. Well, God appointed that. God approved of that. Assigned that. It's always been the role of the man that God has always used. You can go from Abraham, you can go from Enoch, you can go from Moses, and come all the way up. Even Christ, when he chose the disciples, when they became later the apostles. No, now he used women critically, powerful
They had to be
situations,
used.
powerful imprint they did. But for that leader of an apostle or posterior, no. There's
Yeah,
nowhere in
but
the
now you
scripture
see
you can,
what happened though. You see what happened with man, right?
yeah,
Man is out to destroy
yeah,
God's work.
yeah, yeah.
And
But you
man,
know what God said? He said he would destroy the world
before he let
his
man do
word.
it.
Right.
Yes, his word will not come back void.
Yeah, but that's what's happening. That's what's happening now. You have society going against, the righteousness,
Right.
and we seeing it with so much stuff that's going on, and the biggest thing is now, they're attacking the youth at 5 and 6 years old now. So when they get, 13, 14 years old, they mindset is gonna be totally different than ours was at 13 and
But you know,
14.
I remember when I told you my dad said that when we did this integration, that was the worst thing could have ever happened for us
No, I
as a
said
black
that too.
community.
I said I also, I realized that after doing research, we haven't, as a culture, we haven't really thrived since, you know the segregation shit, man. When you talk about we think about history, they talk about how successful, the our communities was with the Black Wall Street. They were all over the world. I mean, all over the colonies. I'm not gonna say world, but all over the colonies there were Black Wall Streets. But we were so eager to go and drink out the same water fountain with them. I never seen why black people are so worried about eating at a white restaurant. These people don't even season their food.
You telling the truth about that, baby. Then have nerve to ask you in the store. Now, baby, now how you do that? If I tell you, still won't know.
Nah, what Marlon say? How much you gonna take me to turn one of these white only pies? Nigga pie.
Man, that
Because you know what
that
they was throwing out the window, out the door, back door. We was keeping, and they realized, now how these people still getting fat? How they still looking good? Well, baby, what you throwing away for bad, we making it out to be our good. Cocktail.
How you been, Malik?
hey man, I've been blessed. I've been changing my lifestyle for the better. So I could get off some things, putting in some things. So all in all, slow progress is steady progress. So I'm on the good foot. But I want to mention something else because somebody mentioned the alphabet, and um, recently I was informed of a situation in the late '60s and '70s
in my particular state in the high school system here. And when I first heard about it, I just thought the person who was saying it was just pulling my leg. Pause. And I was like, But then it was brought to the day, and the guy explained the whole thing into detail. And I was like, nah, I'd have had to take an F in that class right there. He was like, well, things are not wasn't the same. I say, well, it seems that back then it was more of a recruitment situation than anything. And a long story, back then, if you took swimming, you had to swim in your birthday suit. And the reason was because everybody couldn't afford swimsuits, or they didn't want the men to be negligent and leave the swimsuit behind and stink up the locker room. And I was like, well, I'm gonna have to take an F in that. I'm just not taking swimming because I just don't see in the water, and you know what I mean, with a bunch of, you know what I mean. But that's just me. And the guy was like, well, man, back then we ain't think like that, man. You gotta remember, I'm 72. I said, well, since you said that, OG, last time I looked around, you have a lot of. He was like, yeah, okay. I got you, young blood. I got you. I said, no, I'm not judging or criticizing or making fun. I'm just saying that if back then that was part of the policy, only for now but I've also learned with that that that's what they pushing. They started really pushing it when they got Bill Cosby. Like Miss Lady said, if they could get Bill Cosby, they could get anybody. And every time I hear that, I know the Bill Cosby thing was something totally different. But has anybody ever why with this man's image, pardon me, as squeaky clean as it was, like if you wasn't the Huxtables, oh my, society looked at you. He never wore the same sweater twice. He gave all the sweaters away. One of the world's greatest humanitarians.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, and I'm not trying to glorify nor be rude or offend anybody who's been in that situation, but I think the song Brad Smokey pretty much was kind of like a date Drake, you know what I mean? So I kind of think that he was the only person doing that. I kind of think that was, listening to some of the stories you hear, that was part of Hollywood or part of said world if you were able to get.
Did he go out?
Oh, he's still on the screen. Malik, can you hear us, Malik?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
You can hear me, say yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. You probably went to some dead spot.
Yeah. So, it's a lot that's going on that
Malik, we as black people looked up to, as we consider Dr. Huxtable, because he showed us that we can be more than what they told us that we have to be. And they didn't like that. So we started becoming doctors and lawyers and so forth and so on, trying to rear our families to be like the Huxtables. So they wanted to make it look like the Huxtables was all it was hyped up to be, because their families were jacked up. Because remember, back in that time, that was when you had All in the Family and what is that? What is that?
Maud.
Welcome Back, Carter,
And Maud.
Yeah, and we, we was always trying to get home to watch the Huxtables. We wanted to see the Cosby Show.
Right.
We wanted to see the Cosby Show, but they wanted us to see Good Times. Like that's where they wanted us to remain, looking like Good Times.
Right. And I think I heard it that Esther Rowe said in I think an interview or some she referenced that they initially the writers wanted to have her as a single parent, and she had fought for John Amos' role to be joined in, as the father of that household, something to that effect, Nissimo. She really stood up for that, you know what I mean, and fought with that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we as a people back in the day, all we knew, whether Daddy was a whore or what have you, we didn't know that. That wasn't something that was spoke of in the home. Mom and Daddy had their issues; they dealt with their issues, but only thing we knew was that Daddy was the head of the house, and what Daddy said goes. And so Daddy would make, some man may say something to you out the way, and whether you a boy or girl, Daddy was gonna stand his ground and go out there and handle his business, because you're not gonna disrespect my child like that. They wanted to take that away from our men and try to go back to the way of belittling them the way that they had back when we were enslaved, which is what they tried to do. What I kept saying when I went to New York, I said, I don't know what the lynching was like back then, but I know what modern day lynching looked like because I seen it with my own two eyes.
Right. Yeah.
Because as Vi stated, every time he talks about it, everything that was presented to Ann Donnelly, she denied, wouldn't allow the truth to come out. But then you want to make it appear that this man is this monster. And so not only are you trying to make it look like he's a monster, now we're seeing it just trickle on down to a lot of other men. As though that's all black men are monsters. No, you are lying. The truth is not in you. I am a black woman, and I'm going to stand my ground for mine. They have their issues. We all do. But what you're not going to do is sit here and act like women don't lie. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. And sin, last time I checked, lying is a sin.
Yep. 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 Yeah, I do believe as a culture, I don't know when it's gonna click for us that we should stand up and go against the narrative that we are not fully human. You know what I mean? And that we can be just treated and done any old kind of way. Even our so-called individuals from our culture that are achievers in the highest form still have to deal with that sort of thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah.
Man. Oh, Nissimo.
Nephew.
Yeah, I think
I'm riding with you. First one on. Last one off.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down, boy. That truck got my ass. I'm seeing the road still. I guess I'm still trying.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit. I say it's gonna be a little bit more minute, nephew, until you adjust to that, man. Because you still trying to really adjust to that doggone move. How many miles you move from that? From where you was living?
1100.
1100.
Yeah.
Ooh, man. Ooh, I can't even put my mind around that. You know what I mean? So with that, and then with the kids, and yeah. So I mean, I know this when you come on, you be whew, but I know once you get on, we got you. You know what I mean?
Oh
You just
yeah.
just sit back and relax, and you know what I mean. And I know it'll be helpful some, but like you said, okay, I gotta lay it back now. I gotta ease on back.
Well, I'll get up in the morning. I'm gonna go to church, and
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go to church in the morning. I'm gonna probably join church tomorrow. Just recommit myself back.
Yeah,
Just get myself back in. You know, a little bit at a time.
yeah. Because you know Thanksgiving be around the corner, man. You know, be closing out the year pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go out. I want to close out the year with nothing but positivity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. It's been fun. I enjoyed it, man. When the text came through, I was
Yeah,
right on it, boy. Dude. Yeah.
most definitely, man. And I just had to make sure. I had to
Oh, yeah.
make sure that the address was good, so that because didn't want the people to return it.
Yeah.
Uh, so it'll be in the mail on Monday, and
Okay.
then it'll be there probably like Wednesday.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Sounds good, nephew. Sounds good. Sounds good, man. You get some rest, man. Lay back and relax, man. Have a phenomenal day. You know what I mean? With the
Mm-hmm.
believers, man. And hey, um, we'll see you next time, man. You know what I mean?
Okay, man. Appreciate it. It's always good.
Yes, sir.
I hit you up and tell you and give you a laughter when I get up off of here real quick.
Okay. All right. All right.
All right.
Blessings to everybody in the chat. Every household that's
Yeah.
represented. Please, please do what you need to do to have your home dwelling place a place where angels will love to dwell. The angels of God will love to dwell. Peace and blessing and God's order and prosperity on every single member of every household that's represented in the chat, including, most importantly, my nephew, Big Bob. This is Uncle News. And we'll chat next time.
In that order. Thank y'all. We out of here.
We out of here.